Hey guys, how we doing? Saturday afternoon stream, welcome. Believe it or not, 10 minutes ago I was fast asleep on the top of my bed. I woke up in a panic because I have to set everything up. I went down to Big C this morning. That's a big department store here in Hua Hin, but they do a lot more foreign products in the Big C here than they do up in Bangkok. I guess it's because there's a big expat community down here. And I actually went to buy him a Binto. I actually bought a whole chicken. You know, they serve that you can buy a whole chicken cooked already, ready to go, right? And dog food here seems to be quite expensive. So I've been buying these pouches. They're chemically, it's chemically in. Get out of there. Hang on a minute. Drop. He's pushing it. I got the mic on a stand and he's pushing away on it. Yeah, so I figured, it's quite expensive to buy this dog food in the pouches, and I figured, well, I might as well just go down to Big C and get a whole chicken for 119 baht, and I can mix that in with this dry food every night. It should keep for about a week in the fridge. So, and then I came back. It's so hot. I was so tired. I thought I'll have half an hour on the bed. This is at 2:10. I thought I'll have half an hour, then I'll get up and set up the stream. And I just woke up, looked at the clock on the wall. It was like 10 minutes before 2. It's 2 o'clock. The stream starts. I'm there in my shorts, hair everywhere. No water bottle, jumped up in a panic and just managed to make it. So there you go. An unnecessary story, but I thought a bit interesting. Right. Hi to Richard Passy, new member. Thanks, Richard. We're definitely having a member stream next week. Slightly different to the regular streams, as you'll find out. Brian, how you doing? Oh, okay, Gringo Pop, Mr. Hopkins. Okay, thank you very much. New Bakara misses you. Yeah, I mean, there's some decent curry houses here in Hua Hin, some very decent curry houses. But I did like the staff, I must admit, in the New Bakara. Uncle Willie B, how you doing over there in California? And Bradley, is it? Bradley Challenger. Good morning, Peter, from a sunny Torquay. Glad the weather's holding out in the UK now. And D in Isan, good afternoon, D. How are you doing? Okay, I even had time to put the currencies up there. I normally, let's just take the brightness off here so I'm not gleaming from the glasses so much. Okay. Oh, what a nice day. It's really strange as well because we're into April now. What's the day? It's the 18th of April. I would have thought the rain had started by now, but I've got 2 windows here. It's great. No rain. That's Hua Hin in the background there, but it's AI. What do you think? Not bad, huh? Okay, API, ham now cheap here in the USA. I give it to my dog. Yeah, he's very fussy. He's a Shiba Inu, a Japanese dog. And when I was doing my research on him, they did say he was a very fussy dog as far as food goes. But the way I train my last dog is he gets what's put down in front of him. And if he doesn't eat it, he goes hungry. Eventually, they eat it. But the problem is my girlfriend spoils him. I've told her not to do it. But I've caught her loads of times, just like she's eating at the table and she's passing down bits of food. So I'm never going to be able to train him to do that. Okay. God, I still feel like I'm asleep, Right, who we got? Paul Robinson over there on Facebook. Hi, Paul. I hope we get some rain soon. So hot and humid in Pattaya these days. Yeah, it's really hot. We don't suffer too much from the humidity here in Hua Hin because we're on the west side of the Gulf. So there's always a nice breeze. I mean, I can remember walking down Beach Road many a day and many a night. Even the sun's gone down, it's 7 o'clock at night on my way to dinner, walking along Beach Road in Pattaya, and the air is just thick still. There's not even a breeze coming in off the sea, which is very strange, actually. You'd think a coastal town would have a nice breeze. But here, when it gets to about kind of 5, 6 o'clock, I mean, I'm looking out the window now at the coconut trees, and they're swinging. The branches are so it must be quite a strong wind for them to move those big branches, as it were. Those big flat branches. I can't turn the camera around, unfortunately. So we always get a nice breeze here, so I can sit out the back and normally have a beer around 6 o'clock, and there's a nice breeze. Don't need a fan or anything. 808, how you doing? Nice to see you in the stream. API, a good breeze makes a big difference. It does. Occasionally, when there is no breeze, just for a minute or so, you get very hot and you get this big gush of wind come down the back there. It's really nice. So, okay. So, welcome to the Saturday stream. If you just joined me, we've got 80 in now. Hopefully, we'll get a few more in. I'll tell you who contacted me in the week. I'm going to have on the live stream. Not this next Sunday is the 8 p.m. stream and the member stream. But 2 weeks after that, Bangkok Pat is going to come onto the stream. I spoke to him this week. We haven't made a video, spoken for a few years now, and Pat contacted me recently, and we're going to do a stream. So that should be fun. Let's see how many. Every time he comes on and does a stream or a video with me, I get loads of abuse on his channel. You know, what you doing making videos with that Peter? He's nothing but a monger. All he does is talk about bars and go-go clubs, which of course isn't true. But that's the sort of comments people leave on his on his videos if I'm on there. Kiwi Chris, how you doing in Auckland, New Zealand? Pete Bailey, hi Pete. Getting hot in Royette now. No coastal breeze here. Yeah, I bet. It just makes a whole lot of difference having the wind. I don't know why we get it on the west coast, but not on the east coast of the Gulf. Farang Travels, how you doing? Nice to see you in the Saturday stream. Who's that? Danny. Greetings from the Netherlands. Thanks very much, Danny. Appreciate that. Oh, still not awake. If you just come into the stream, I was just explaining 10 minutes ago or 15 minutes ago now, I was fast asleep. I fell asleep on the bed because it's hot. I don't like putting the air conditioning on in the day in the lounge because we have an open plan kitchen. So the whole total space is 33 square meters. And I've got a huge air conditioner in there. So when I switch it on at, say, 7 o'clock in the evening, put it on really cold for about 15 minutes. And then it's on 29, 30 all night because it's such a big, such a big aircon. But having it on all day, it's going to, I've just paid my electric bill yesterday. It's gone up. It's 3,000 baht. I paid it today, actually, 3,000 baht. The first month we moved in here, it was 1,400 because it was winter. You know, it was November we moved in, October. So we had October, November, December, quite low electricity bills. But of course, now it's hot. You know, I'm having to stick the aircon on more and more. And for the dog as well, you know, he's got a big, thick coat on. So I go in the bedroom. If I just want to relax and lay down or look at my phone for half an hour or something, I just put the aircon in the bedroom because it's a much smaller aircon and it's a smaller space. But dreading next month's bill, I wouldn't be surprised if it's about 5,000. Ryan, how are you doing? You're saying hello from a gloomy Folkestone in Kent. That's weird that it's gloomy there because somebody just said that it's a lovely sunny day in, I think it was Torquay. Where's that one? I've lost it now. Yeah, I do. You know, I mean, people say, is there anything you miss about the UK? And I don't miss too much, but I do miss. It used to be nice, you know, coming out in the mornings when it's not raining. You know, a November morning, for instance, when it's blue skies, it's what they call autumnal days. You know, it's very cold. You can see it looks like smoke coming out your mouth. You put a hat on and gloves, and I do miss walking the dog in that. You know, very fresh, and you know, we had very good air where we lived in Kettering, and yeah, I do kind of miss that sometimes. And other little things, I miss the smell of the first cut of grass. You know, after winter, you know, somebody will cut their grass in April, May for the first time. And it's really overpowering. You know, you can smell it. I miss that. Or October, November, you know, a lot of people have got wood burners in the UK now. So once the chilly weather comes in enough to make a fire, people start burning the wood burners, you know, and I go out at night with a dog and you can smell that wood burning. Lovely smell. James, hi Peter, all the best from Australia. Hope the grass is looking good. It's looking terrible. It's brown. It's just direct sunlight on it all day now. I'm watering it to death. Okay, Gringo Pop, you say Gringo Pappy. Are you the guy? I was going to meet you and I lost your contact details. Is that you? Where did we meet now? It was if it was you, we met in the K Bank. I was with my friend Thomas. And we were in K Bank and we were getting our passbook updated for immigration, bank book rather. And then we were going to go and have a game of pool and I lost all your details. Is that you? I kind of remember the Gringo Pappy. I remember the username. Let me know if it was you and we'll hook up. Paul Robinson, 3,000 baht. Wow. I don't think that's that much really. It's about 70 pounds, 80 US dollars. What did I pay? Well, mind you, I had a 4-bedroom house in the UK. As long as it doesn't go over 5. My friend Simon in Bangkok, he's got a 4-bedroom house, and he's got 3 sons. So, of course, they all have their air conditioning in their separate rooms at night. And then him and his wife have the air conditioning. So they got 4 air conditioners running all night, and then he has a big air conditioner on the ground floor most of the day. And he told me when he gets his electric bill, it's like 14,000 baht a month. How much is that? That's baht. How much is that in pounds? Let me just do a quick calculation. Let's say make it halfway there. 13,500. We'll do 42. Yeah, see, that's £321. That'd be about $350 US. We don't have children, you see, so it's cheaper. Okay, I didn't answer your question. But have imported grocery prices shot up a lot since the war? I haven't noticed anything here. We haven't really had any shortages here in Thailand. They at the beginning of it, they announced they had a 2-month supply of oil for everybody, you know, so it wasn't going to be an immediate problem. But what I noticed is people, you know, they do what they do. They panic buy, don't they? And a lot of the Thais, especially the diesel, they were taking in big tubs, like pickup trucks full of these big tubs, and they were just emptying the gas stations, and then it'd be closed in the evening because they had no fuel. The next morning it had fuel again. You know, the delivery came at night. But when I did my food shopping today at Big C, no, I didn't notice any difference at all. I didn't buy too many. I bought a bit of cheese and some milk and what else, a few canned goods, that sort of thing. But no, I didn't particularly notice. There was definitely no shortage, that's for sure. Wes, my good mate Wes there up there in Konkan. How you doing? Good to see you in the stream, Wes. I literally just woke up 15 minutes ago, Wes. I was flat out on the bed, looked at the clock, 10 to 2, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, you know, never seen a man move so fast. Okay. Hey, Peter. Nope. You and I met at the new Bukhara just one time. Okay. So it's you know, because especially in Bangkok, I used to meet so many people, and I do meet a lot of people down here. And over the years, I kind of get faces and names mixed up, you know, so apologies for that. Robert, how you doing, mate? Hi, Peter. Forgot to join at 7. I've literally been going about 12 minutes, actually. Was watching your new video about renting. Oh, my God, so helpful and so pleased to get videos early as a member. Anyone become a member? We've got a new member today, Richard Passy. He's just joined today. That sounds like a setup, doesn't it? It's like as if I've told you to say that so that people go and buy a membership, but it's not, honestly. So what it is, I released the videos to members earlier. That's what's the point of being a member. But I've put one out now about renting, and there's a lot of good information out there. If you come into Thailand, and I've been bitten. Look at that, look. Can you see that? Just there? I wonder where I've got that from then. Maybe it's an ant. It's not a mosquito because it's not really itchy. I got bitten in exactly the same place before, and it scabbed up, and it took about a month to go. I wonder why that is. God, it's annoying. Right. Dennis, is it over there on Facebook? I'm coming down there for the hot weather. Won't need air conditioning. Okay, very good. Sam said, I saw your blog about window film to reduce heat in the house. Peter, can you say it's worked? Yeah, it's definitely worked because her house, I'll get people writing in silly comments if I say my house, her house. So we get the sun at the front of the house all afternoon, and it's at the back of the house all afternoon. And there's a special UV covering for windows. Now, it keeps out 99% of the UV rays. So it's not the same covering that you get on your car, because that would make the house dark. So you can't really notice it when they put it on. It's got a slight mirror effect. It's not like silk, you know, when they put stuff on the window and it is just like a mirror, you can't see through. It's not like that. You can see into the room. There's a very slight silvery, but you've got to get the right one. And the shop I went to, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's on Highway 3218, very near me. And it's just a guy who's about 30, runs a little business. He does a lot of cars, but he's got a booklet, and he showed me which one is for houses. He come around and quoted me. I had all the windows of the house done. Remember, it's 1 story, not 2 stories. I had all the windows done, except the 2 windows under the carport, because the sun doesn't really get in that deeply. And the whole lot cost me, I got him down to 10,500. But I ended up giving him 11,000. I gave him a 500 baht tip because he was such a nice guy, you know, and he did a good job. So for the sake of what's that? That's about £250, $275. The whole house was done. And yeah, I mean, it's still hot, but it's nothing like it was. It was like, it's really hot outside in the afternoons here. Very, very hot, extremely hot. We're talking 40 degrees. I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit. You can work it out. But the problem with houses in Thailand, we're on a single level house, what they call a bungalow in the UK. If we had another floor, the heat would radiate through the roof to the top floor. and downstairs would be okay. But the problem is it's a single-story house, and they don't insulate the lofts here. So what happens is the sun is beating down on the tiles all afternoon, and then that heat is trapped in the loft, and then it radiates through into the rooms. Now I'm going to do something about it, but slowly. I can't afford to just go out and spend 100,000 on this just like that. So what I've done now, I've put the UV on the windows, which has made a hell of a difference. It really has, but it's still too hot. So my next plan, what I want to do is I want to put some insulation in the roof. I'm going to go over to, there's a big shop near Chatham, does all household, supplies all household goods. It's called Thai, what's it called? Thai, something like Thai Witticher, something like that. They're all over Thailand, but it's a very good shop and much cheaper than Home Pro. So I'm going to go over there and talk to the staff about having that installed. And the good thing in Thailand, there's always, they work with a lot of tradesmen. So if they sell it and you say, look, do you know anybody who can install it for me? They'll put me on to somebody. They'll come around, measure up and give me a quote. The other thing I might do is I might put a couple of those whirly, I think they're called whirly birds in the ceiling. So you must have seen them, especially in America. They're like a kind of round little windmill about that big. And what happens as the heat rises up, these things spin round and it lets the heat escape. So still a lot more work to do, but we're getting there. Delayed Dave, how you doing? Mark Solar, is it? Good evening. I think me, sir. I managed to stay up late to catch you. Question: how do you manage the heat? Yes, we also met in Bangkok. Okay, Mark. Well, you just have to manage it, don't you? I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. It's hot. You either sit in a room and put the air conditioner on all day, or you can't believe that bite I've just got. It's coming up really a big lump. I hope I make it to the end of the stream. Yeah, you've got to put up with it, haven't you? I mean, what I tend to do is in the daytime, I just have a pair of shorts on, nothing on top, and I just try and acclimatize as best as I can. But since we've been here, it's been okay. You know, it's not been too hot, and I've got plenty of fans around. I've got the aircon in here now, and I have a fan, but I don't normally have. Well, I do now have the aircon on when I'm working in here. I was in November, December. I didn't have the aircon, just the fan, and it was fine. But you just have to deal with it. What can you do? You can't do anything about it. Thailand's hot, you know, and unless you sit indoors in air conditioning all day. I know a lot of people in Bangkok, and even Thais, they won't come out in the afternoon. They'll stay in with the air conditioning on from, say, 12 o'clock till 4:30, something like that. Then if they want to do any shopping, they'll come out and do it in the morning, or they'll go out in the evening, or they'll go out and eat, you know, at 6, 7 o'clock. But even the Thai girlfriends I've met that of some of these guys, they just won't go out in the afternoon because it's just so hot. Bangkok bound, how you doing? Where's same here, mate. I was having a nanny nap, woke up 5 minutes ago, a bit cooler here today, 37. We had rain last night for the first time in weeks. I dreaded the rainy season in the last 3 years I was here, but I'm really looking forward to it now because it's just going to take this, you know, the humidity will probably go up, but I'm just getting to the point now where it's just hot, hot, hot. I suppose I shouldn't moan, should I? Because there'd be a lot of people would like to be in this position. Stephen, how you doing? Hi, Peter. The heat is hard to cope with at this time of year, so I have to go for a walk 6:30-ish, and we will probably come to Hua Hin Christmas time again. A nice time to come in December. So I walk Binto, but I walk him about 8 o'clock at night, and I just do 2 or 3 rounds. Luckily, there's no really soy dogs in my street, and the next street goes around in a kind of shoebox, so we can walk down to the end. There's a street that cuts across to the parallel street, walk back on, and then kind of do 3 of those. It takes me about 20 minutes, half an hour, but he's frightened, you know, because he's a timid dog. And nearly half of the Thai houses have got ferocious dogs behind the gates. So every time we walk by, you know, there's one guy's got 3 Alsatians and they sleep in his front yard. So when they get a sniff of Binto walking by, they go berserk, you know. And I'm a bit frightened as well because the gate's about probably, I don't know, 10 foot high. But, you know, Alsatians, German Shepherds, they can get up some pretty... you know, if they get overexcited, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they could get over that gate. You know, he has got a cage in his front yard where they supposedly sleep at night, a big cage. I mean, I can stand up in it. But, you know, even the little yappy dogs, they go crazy. And I just feel like I'm disturbing the neighborhood when I take them out at night because they are very noisy. No point putting the cap back on that, is there? That's it. Thai Wazadu. Yeah, it's a great shop. It's just a shame it's so far away. It's a few miles outside of Chatham. It takes me about half an hour to get there. But they are very cheap and they've got everything. That's weird how it bit me in exactly the same place. I don't know if you can see it right there. Can you see? There. And you can't really see it on camera, but it's come up in a lump. But yeah, I hope it doesn't go the other way. It took like about 4 weeks for it to. I mean, sometimes I sleep with my hand on my head. Maybe it's in the pillow or something. But I laundered all the bedding 2 days ago. Yeah, whirlybirds on the roof will remove a lot of the tree. Well, I do want to get them, and they're not expensive, but it's having, again, being a foreigner, it's finding somebody to install them, isn't it? You know, the only thing I can do is go to Thai Wazadu and just say, look, if I buy them, do you know anybody who can install them? And then you've got to make sure they're installed properly, because if they leave holes around it, you know, a gap around it, the rain's going to get in, isn't it? Jason, how you doing? Good morning to you, sir. Ben Gibson, looking to apply for a DTV visa in July. What is the best way to find a condo? Is it best to find a condo whilst you're in Thailand, or in their trusted sites or groups you can find out them? Right. Well, if you wait till Tuesday, if you're not a member, if you wait till Tuesday on Thailand Ban, my YouTube channel, I've made a 20-minute, 30-minute video, and it tells you everything about renting, deposits, lawyers you should use, contracts, everything. I released it to members this morning, but if you're not a member, you'll be able to watch that on Tuesday. Somebody's trying to break into my account here. Just had a notification saying somebody's trying to change a password. Yeah, no, it's not me. So many dishonest people out there at the moment. Yeah, so in answer to your question, no, don't waste your time trying to find it from where you are, because the problem here in Thailand is the agents, what they do, a lot of them, they list the, because they only get commission when they let the property, right? They're not on a salary or anything. So what they do, they spend time taking beautiful pictures and putting apartments and stuff up online. And then when they've let them, they don't bother taking the listing down. So when I was looking for a place, this is why I put the legwork in the end in Bangkok. I was going on. The best way to find the agents is on Facebook. Okay, there's a lot of agents on Facebook, but do not. Oh, I've got so much wind in me today. Do not send any money on Facebook. You know, face-to-face meeting in their office. Even if you meet them at the apartment, don't give them anything. Facebook's notorious for getting ripped off on. So you'll find the agents on Facebook. And the other thing you can do is just type it into Google. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's certain websites here in Thailand that are for property, looking for property. And that'll give you an idea of what you'll get for your money in what location. But one thing I will warn you about now, when you look at the agents, when you look at the online website with all the apartments, they always put a map on there. And when on there, they always put the MRT or the BTS like really right next to the apartment building. And a lot of the time it's not. So you'll find an apartment, you'll look at the map on their website and you think, oh, the BTS, it says 5-minute walk. And you look at it and it looks really close. So what you do is you copy the address on that listing and put it into Google Maps. And then you'll see how close really the BTS or the MRT station is. Because that's what I did. And when I was looking for my place in Bangkok originally, I mean, I wanted to live around, I've always lived around Sukhumvit area, around Asok, that sort of area. Every time I've lived there, I just like the area, you know. And I was putting in all these different apartment buildings, and every one of them had the BTS like within 5-10 minutes. And when I looked on Google Maps, some of them were like a 30-minute walk away, you know. So that's the biggest tip I can tell you. If you're looking on those websites, don't trust the maps that they put on there, because a lot of the time they're just, you know, BS, as it were. Now let me try and get this a bit colder. Well, it's just colder that it'll go. It's only a small unit in here, 9 BTU. The one in the lounge is 24 BTU. Wow, that's really coming up, that is. Hope it's not a hospital trip. Right. It's not really itching, Sam. You say put some Tiger Balm on the bite. It's not really itching. What it is, I'm just looking at it. It was itchy. It's okay now. But I'm just looking at it because I'm a little bit worried. And it's right on a kind of thick vein. You won't be able to see it, but this, you know, the veins that go through the top of your hand. It's right on one of the big veins. Blimey. Remy, how you doing? Hello, Peter from Chiang Rai Airport. Okay, you've been traveling. Good stuff. It won't be as hot up there, is it? I remember when I went to Chiang Mai years ago, it was quite cool up there. I don't mean cool as in, hey. I mean, the temperature was a little bit cool. Yeah, it'd be nice to see you in Hua Hin, Remy. I'll pick you up in the car, bring you over to the house. The car's off the road at the moment. I got a puncture, and I can't drive the car. I managed to luckily I got a puncture about 2 miles away, and I was really lucky. I had this foam. I put it in, but the foam didn't really hold, but it put about, I don't know, 10 millimeters of air in the tire. And I managed to limp the car back to my driveway. So it's here. I managed to get it home, but the tire's shredded. And I've been trying to find a company who'll come out, take the wheel off, take it to a garage, put a new tire on it, and then bring it back and put it on. But I can't find a company who'll do it. So what I've done, I've gone on to Lazada. I bought myself we call it a wheel brace in the UK for removing the lug nuts, you know. So I bought one of those, and I've loosened the nuts a little bit, and I bought a jack. So what I'm planning to do, my girlfriend's off on Monday. So what we're planning to do is I'm going to take the wheel off myself, leave it on the jack. I've got a bit of wood like that so I don't crack the tile. And then we're going to somehow get it on the scooter, take it to a local garage, which is about a mile away, get a new tire on it, and then put it back on the car. But it's taught me a valuable lesson, because new cars nowadays, they don't have spare wheels like they used to in the old days. They have this foam stuff. You know, mine's an MG3. It's only a little car, and they supply you with this foam. And I didn't actually know that MG supply this foam. I had a can of the foam, which is the same thing basically. But it's taught me a lesson, because sometimes I drive quite far. You know, I might go to Bangkok. I might have my daughters in the car when they come here. You know, we'll go to beaches that's down south, an hour and a half away. And if you have a puncture and this foam doesn't work, I mean, you're basically screwed. What are you going to do? You're going to have to get a pickup truck to come bring the car back. So what I'm going to do, once I get the tire fixed on Monday, I'm going to go around a few wheel tire shops, and I'm going to buy myself. So I've got the jack, I've got the brace. So I'm going to buy myself a space saver wheel, you know, the smaller, thinner wheels, just for limping home. And I'll get another tire put on that, and I'll keep that in the car, because, you know, it's a really good wake up call. If you drive here in Thailand and you don't have a spare tire or wheel, I would really suggest buy yourself a space saver and just shove it in the back somewhere. Because if we were an hour and a half away at one of these beautiful beaches, and I get a puncture and the foam doesn't work, it's simple. Take off 4 lug nuts, put the space saver on, get back to Hua Hin, take the wheel, get the puncture sorted, done and dusted. It's yeah, I definitely recommend it if you drive over here. Perbit, thank you very much, mate. First and probably only super chat of the day. Thought you took the week off. Glad to catch you live. No, last Sunday, I didn't do a member stream. I can't remember the reason, but there's definitely a member stream next Sunday. And then a regular stream next Sunday and a member stream. And then 2 weeks after that, so 3 weeks from tomorrow, I've got Bangkok Pat as one of my guests on live stream. Pat, he contacted me in the week. I haven't heard from him for a few years, and we used to do videos and live streams. His website's doing extremely well now. I mean, his channel, when I met him, he has 1,600 subscribers. And I brought him onto the live stream because I thought he was underrated, because his videos were very good. And I took a look the other day. He's up past 60,000 now, so he's doing very well. Very good videos. Mark, how you doing? Peter, just go to the tire company there. Guarantee they'll have some of that. They'll come out and pick up truck, take your tire off, put the tire on, bring it back. You're good to go. I've done that on several occasions for my friends here in Chiang Mai. Okay, I don't know anyone here. I mean, we looked around and we couldn't find. We went to 3 different. We asked Be Quick. You know, the Be Quick are big yellow signs. Okay, they don't do it. A couple of the garages were closed. But I mean, the thing is, I've got the brace now, and I've got I've got the jack and the brace now. So all I'll do is I'll remove the top box off my bike. I'll put the tire in a black bag, and it'll just go behind me and in front of her. It'll be a little bit uncomfortable. It's only a mile up the road. It'll take us 10 minutes to get there. They'll put the tire on. I'll bring it back myself. You know, I could be waiting all afternoon for the truck to turn up. But I certainly like to get somebody, if anybody knows in Hua Hin a company that will do that, please let me know. And yeah, that'll be maybe I will call them out if they're less than 500 baht. Holden fan, hi Peter, how are you? I have a 2021 Mazda 3. And the spare tire I have is in the car. It's narrow, like you said, but it's rubbish. I'm interested to know about that. What do you mean by it's rubbish? I might have to go and fill this up. I mean, I know, and look, I know they're only skinny tires, and you can't do more than 80 kilometers an hour on them. I mean, they're not designed to be a replacement tire or wheel. They're just literally designed to get you home. You know, I mean, if I was halfway to Bangkok, and I got a puncture and I put the space saver wheel on there, it would bring me back to High Hin with everybody else who's in the car. So, I mean, not being funny, but I really don't understand when you say it's rubbish. Why is it rubbish? What, because you can't go fast, or is there another reason? Because I'm going to buy one and I'm interested to know if they are rubbish, what it is. Rent Hub, yeah, that's not a bad letting site, but it's no, you know, when you're looking for apartments, it's good to look around, see what prices are, what you get, what locations are, but don't attempt to kind of secure one before you get here, because what you want to do, you want to get here and physically go and look at them apartments, you know, because sometimes there was one in Soy 8 I went to look at, a nice big apartment, price was right, but it was a Chinese owner. He owned the whole building. He didn't do any renovation work, no decoration. And it looked like it hadn't been painted in 20 years. I mean, the scuff marks where people come in with their bags, the white paint had gone dark, you know, because he just didn't want to spend any money. Mark, you should go online and buy one of those little air compressors. I've got one. I change mine in the house and leave it in the door panel, and I check my pressure with it. And everything usually the charge will stay for about a year. Then I'll bring it in the house and connect it to recharge it through its pressure to put the air back. So MG do supply a pump, actually. So what they do, they supply like this square box, and it's got it does two things. You can use it as just a pump, or you put this, it looks like a little gas canister you put on top with the foam, and then that's got a separate clear tube which goes onto the tire. Then you turn it on and it pumps the foam in. But the problem, one thing I don't really like about it, but I don't think they had any other option, was to get it, to turn it on, you have to plug it into the cigarette lighter to get power. And it takes forever to blow the tires up because it's only a little thing, you know, a little piston inside it. But yeah, everybody's got their own way of doing things, haven't they? I mean, as far as getting air, I've got a PTT station right across the road here on the highway, and it's free for me to get out and take my, you know, the Thai girls are great. They won't let you do anything by yourself. When I used to go and put air in my tires at home, have the wife in the car, kids and everything, I said, I'm going to put some air in, and they'd sit there and play with their phones or do what they do. Well, I went round, took the caps off, put the air in, put the caps off. But, you know, Thai girls, they're really, how they think, you know, to help you. I mean, I'll stop to get air and she'll get out with me, and I'll take the first cap off and I'll be putting air in, and she'll take the cap off me and she'll go round and remove all the caps. And as I put the air in the tires, she goes round after me and puts all the caps back on, you know. I mean, it's not a big deal to do it yourself, but it's just the thoughtfulness that goes into it. You know, they're very, she doesn't like me. Look, I'm 66. I'm fit enough. I'm a little bit chubby. Okay. But I don't have one foot in the grave, and I can certainly lift things, and I get a bit out of breath if I'm down on my knees. I'm trying to it takes me a little while to stand up if I'm down on my knees. It's called old age, right? I'm not 18 anymore, but you know, the big water, look, get it in the camera there. You know, the 18.5 gallon water drums we get delivered. We get 6 delivered when we're finished. We just ring the guy. If I carry one of them into the table, she goes mad. She won't let me carry it. And I'm like, I'm the same. I won't let her carry it because I'm thinking, well, you're a woman. I'm a man. I'm the one who should be doing the heavy lifting. But because she thinks I'm 66 and she's 46, she won't. No, she's not 46. How old is she? 44, 45. God, she'd kill me if I said that. You know, she insists in lifting this thing, and we're actually fighting over it. You know, it's ridiculous. One time I locked myself. We couldn't find the key, and I remember I must have I put the key on the washing machine at the back of the house, okay? And I'd come out, I'd clicked the padlock, and then we went out on the bike, so I'd come back, and I was like, oh, I don't have the keys. And thinking about it, I thought, I must have left them on the washing machine. Anybody could have robbed us, you know. But I climbed up on a 4-foot wall, because there's a 4-foot wall, then there's like a 3-foot fence on top of it. And I climbed up on it to climb over to get the key. And she was tugging me. Like, I nearly fell off because she was pulling me. And I'm like, what are you doing? Get off, trying to kick her with one leg. And she's like, no, you'll fall. You'll hurt yourself, you know. So she really does kind of like pamper me. I mean, I'm not complaining. I think myself lucky. But Thai girls with older guys, you know, they do, you know, you'll get the nasty comments like they want to protect their investment and stuff like that. I'm putting her up on camera now, but only like sideways and back. I don't put her face on camera because of privacy. She doesn't want to be on camera, but she doesn't mind giving an opinion on something, me filming her, where you can see from only this angle sort of thing. And I put a few videos up on Facebook, and, you know, guys are saying, oh yeah, 100% it's a lady boy, and, you know, and oh, she looks really old, and you know, all this crap. You know, I mean, I can't understand some people why they have to be so nasty. Gareth, how you doing over there on Facebook? David, 3537. Hey, Pete, I didn't realize this was on today. I only realized when scrolling on Facebook and you come up. So if you're subscribed to me on YouTube, and there's no harm in doing that, it doesn't cost you anything. Every time I release a live stream or a video, you'll get a notification. You've heard it on lots of every YouTuber says, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, and you know, the normal sort of crap that you get. So, but there is on YouTube, there is a button you can click it, and if a live stream is coming up in half an hour before it's released, it will send you a notification. So probably good idea to do that. Okay, Vegas, what if your scooter gets a flat tire? Basically, yeah, I'm thinking into the future, as I say. So let me show you what I've bought, because it does work. Hang on a minute. Right, so I've always carried, even in the UK, I've always carried a can of this, okay? I don't know this brand. It's an American brand. They sell it here, but I got it on Lazada. It was less than $3, okay? And these are a lifesaver. So I've had punctures in the UK, and what happens is you attach this to the flat tire. As long as there's no rips, as long as it's just like a puncture, what happens, you attach, even if the tire's flat, you attach this to the valve, shake it first, hold it up straight like that, and you press it until the can's empty. And what that does, it puts all this foam into the tire, and it blows the tire up enough to drive it. But you've got to drive at least 3 to 4 kilometers immediately, because it's like a rubber solution, and it needs to spin inside the tire to make sure it fixes it. And 9 times out of 10, this works. Okay, so I carry this. This is actually for the car, because I used the one with a puncture the other day. But I've got something similar like that, and it's under the seat of my bike. And I've always carried one. And should I get a puncture in my bike, I'd like to think I can seal it with this. And if it didn't, then what we would do, we would contact a pickup truck and take the bike to Honda Big Bike. I go to Honda Big Bike. I don't go to the other Honda shop. And you know, we get the wheel removed and sorted out there. Another good thing here, which I really like, they don't have the AA here. Obviously, if you're not from the UK, the AA is a breakdown service in the UK. You pay a membership every month or every year, and they'll come out and get your car going. If you break down, if they can't, they'll put you on the back of a flatbed. I once lost my keys on Hampstead Heath in London, and they did what they do called relay. They take you 50 miles, they put the car on a truck, take it 50 miles, and then they stop in the services. Another AA truck comes from nearer to my end, and then they take it off that truck and put it on. Bloody nightmare. But what I was going to tell you here, if you've got an MG, people say MGs are rubbish, are made in China. Mine's been great, really great. I'll buy another one, definitely. But what they've got here, they've got a central, what would you call it? I mean, they've got lots and lots of MG dealers here, lots of them. They're everywhere, okay? But they have like a head office, command center, whatever you want to call it. And if you break down anywhere in Thailand, you can call this center for free, and they'll contact the nearest MG workshop where you've broken down. And that workshop or garage will send out a truck to pick you up, take you to their MG garage. They'll sort your car out, and all you pay for is the pickup and whatever they do to your car to fix it. So I'm not really worried about breaking down. It's just hanging around if I broke down. The fact is that they have this service, and it'd be a bit frightening if I didn't have my Thai girlfriend with me, because my Thai is not good enough to be able to talk to a service center. That's what they're called. But she's normally with me. Peter, I was looking around. Why are gyms so expensive? Is it a luxury good in Thailand? They are pretty expensive. I'm lucky because I've got a fairly cheap-ish gym about 3 miles from me called Flex, and you can join it a month at a time. I don't know what the answer is to that. I mean, a lot of them in the hotels are expensive, but then if you go and have a meal, if you have lunch in a 5-star hotel, it's going to be expensive, isn't it? I was going to say I don't think the Thais use gyms, but of course they do when I go to the gym. I honestly don't know the answer. Just checking this bump. But yeah, you shop around. I mean, I went to, when I was living in Soy, I went to the best gym I could find around Sukhumvit was the one in the Landmark Hotel. I think it's on the first floor. It's all on one floor, okay? Got some great equipment. But they wanted something like, if I remember now, I don't want to get in trouble. I think it was about over 3,000 a month to join and use all their equipment. And I thought, no, that's too much. And I went to another one, which was cheaper, but it's on 3 levels. So every time you wanted to go from this sort of area of equipment to another one. You had to take an elevator up and all the stairs, So what did I do? I ended up just using the gym in my apartment building. One good thing about Thailand, most apartment blocks here in Thailand, they have gyms. Sometimes they're only small gyms, but they normally have a running machine, a bike, some free weights, and that was a great thing about my apartment in Soy 8. I met you a couple of times in Soy 8, but I did show a few guys my apartment who I met, but I don't know. I can't remember if I took you up to my apartment or not. I should have done really if I didn't, just to see what you get, because you're coming out here eventually. But I had a fantastic long pool on the roof of the apartment, which was very underused, especially in the daytime. There's nobody ever there, and it got the sun on it. So when you went up in the evening, the water was nice and warm, and they had a little gym, so it was well equipped. And when you come out here and you look for an apartment, that's what you want to be looking for. Or if you get a house somehow, if you have a Thai and you buy a house, or even if you rent a villa, just a lot of they call it a muban. The houses are in a gated community, and a lot of these gated communities, they have a big swimming pool and a gym area, outside gym, and it's communal. Everybody can use it. And when you go around and check these things, you can ask and say, what facilities do you have? They normally have a couple of security guards at the front 24/7. There's a barrier, you need to put a key in and that. We don't have any of that, because when we bought this house, or when she bought it, it was relatively cheap. It was 2.9 million, about £50,000, £55,000. But it's got 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a lot of outside space. But we don't have landscape gardens, swimming pool, 24-hour security. You get what you pay for, don't you? We were on a low budget, but at least we've got a nice place to live. Glenn, morning, Peter. It's a nice sunny day for a change in Suffolk, England. I've really been enjoying your latest videos with your missus and talking to you. I used to, those Facebook, thanks for that, but those Facebook posts I put up, I used to think, people are going to really slate me for these. They're going to say they're stupid, they're rubbish, because I take YouTube really seriously. When I do a lot of the videos I do, they just flop. I don't know why. If I go out and do videos, like if I do a video talking to the camera, like I'll just sit here and I'll talk about, I don't know, how to get life insurance, right? If you're coming out to Thailand and you want life insurance, this is the companies you should check. This is how much, and just do that kind of a video. They do really well. But I did the Hard Rock Cafe a couple of weeks ago. Nice little video. I interviewed one of the managers there, looked at the live band, went round it. Very nice video over there at the hill. And I think it's done 2,000 viewings. They've got a fantastic classic car museum in Blueport, one of the malls, and some really expensive cars. They've got a DB9 in there, James Bond, a lot of Rolls Royces and Lamborghinis, fantastic museum. And I did that because I thought that'd be interesting. 1,000 people watched it. So you never know what's going to flop and what's going to work. But with regards to Facebook, I don't really put any effort into it. When you make YouTube videos, you've got to make a thumbnail, okay? You've got to edit the video. You've got to do the SEO with the keywords. You've got to come up with a decent title, description, hashtags, okay? Then you've got to upload it, and you do all that yourself. It's a lot of work. But with Facebook, it's kind of like point the camera, film what you want to film, upload, finished, end of story. And I did a series of videos on my grass, believe it or not that grass, my grass, because when I moved in, they put turf down, but nobody was living here. Luckily it was a rainy season, so it didn't die completely, but all the squares of turf had separated, and there were patches where there was no grass. It just completely dead. And I filmed this, and I told people I was going to attempt to revitalize it because it's so hot. And I bought grass seed, and I put topsoil down, and it come up lovely and green, and then it went brown in certain places. And I did about 6 videos of my grass, and you think, God almighty, people would fall asleep watching videos about somebody's grass. But I had a lot of serious questions coming. What sort of grass seed did you use? What time do you water? How did you get it that green? And let us know how it goes in the future. It's unbelievable. You think certain things, there are people out there who are interested in things like that. I once watched a video about a guy. He's got like a couple of 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. And this is true, hand on heart, right? And what his channel does, he's got a YouTube channel. And what his channel does, he reads manuals. That's it. So say he buys a vacuum cleaner, he'll show the box and say, right, today I bought a Hitachi. I don't know if Hitachi make vacuum cleaners. I bought an Hitachi vacuum cleaner. Now, and he'll say, there's the manual. Now, it does come in 10 languages. Let's just tell you what languages. And then he'll reel off the language and say, right, instructions. 1, plug in this bit. 2, and then he'll go to, I mean, unbelievable. People will sit there and listen to this guy read out a manual, you know. So it's not surprising on Facebook. You know, I said to her, I had a little idea, you know, I don't know if any of you have seen that program called, really funny, Still Game, filmed in a fictitious town in Glasgow. Two very, very good comedians. It's funny. I've watched it about 3 times. The shop owner, Indian guy, called Naveen. Yeah, it's called Naveen. His wife was in every series, but you've never seen her face. You always seen the side or the back, or there'll be a convenient box of cornflakes in front of her face. And I thought I might do that with my girlfriend. And I talked to her about it because she doesn't want to be on camera like face and everything. And, you know, I've done about 3 or 4 videos around Facebook now, just little clips, you know, but people seem to like them. So, yeah, I'll keep doing them. Wes, it's good to having the live stream today. Sunday, have the darts night. So, can never make it darts. God, that takes me back. I haven't had a game of darts for years, Wes. Yeah, I mean, I do like doing the Saturday afternoon streams, probably more than the Sunday streams, because I'm getting on a bit now. I don't want to sound like an old fogey, but you do get tired in the evenings, Wes. You're about the same age as me. You know what it's like. You get up in the morning, you're full of beans, you have your shower. What am I going to do today? You know, and by the time you've had your dinner and a beer at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, you have another shower. You know, you just feel like you don't want to do anything, do you? You just flop down in front of the TV normally. And when I do the Sunday streams, it's 3 hours of non-stop talking with a 15-minute break. And it finishes at 11, and then it takes me about an hour to wind everything down. And I get tired. I do get tired. I enjoy it, but I get tired. Stephen Haig, is it? We have a big dint in our front offside wheel. The wheel cover shot off somewhere, and it's a road a few miles from us that has mega holes in it. So be careful when driving in Thailand. This happened in the dark, which makes it harder to spot. Yeah, it's very true, Stephen. I mean, some of the roads are dreadful. I live about 3 miles from the main immigration in Hua Hin, okay? You've got immigration in Blueport, but that's really just to renew your 90-day your stamp and stuff like that, okay? But the main immigration office, which I will go to get a visa, long-term visa, that's kind of, it's from town, I would say it's about 5 miles from town, from the central Hua Hin. Okay, you go about another 3 miles, and that's where I live. And you're right, the road that goes from Soy 88, I mean, there's a terrible bit of road on there. It's full of, it's like you're either going over humps or there's potholes. And yeah, I've gone over them with the car, and it's been really violently bumped the car. And I thought, blimey, has that survived? So I'm very, very careful. And I don't like to drive at night. I don't mind driving my scooter at night, but driving the car, I see things that aren't there. My eyes are fine. I've just got some new glasses, actually. These are only for the PC. I got these from a really good company here in Hua Hin called Siam Optic and Watches. I didn't see any watches, but they're like they make. I'm not getting any backhands. I'm just telling you, they make glasses. These are what they call bifocal. You know, there's 3 levels in there. But you know what? I bought my glasses in Bangkok from a very big chain. Okay, a very big optic chain. They're everywhere in Thailand. And on the glass description was non-scratch, so you couldn't scratch them. Okay, I had to change them twice after a month of cleaning them just with soft cloths. I had big scratches down. You know, my eyes would have just ran the scratches. But I bought these about 6 weeks ago, and I've cleaned them with everything, and there isn't even a slight scratch on it. A very, very good company. And I bought another pair. I paid 2,000 for these. I bought these for the computer, but unfortunately, they're exactly the same as these, but I don't think they look as good. Let's try these on. Yeah, they look a bit kind of like bit pervy, don't they? You know, like get my bag of toffees and my Mac. I'm going out. I've got some good jokes about that, but I can't really tell you because I don't think YouTube will like them. Okay, a bit behind in the comments here. And another thing about the Saturday stream, I never know how long I'm going to go on for because she works until 4, and she normally doesn't get into about 4:45. So not that makes a difference. Okay. Gravel Billy, how you doing? You are looking very thin. Have you quit eating at the Golden Ferret? Well, the Golden Ferret is 5 hours away from me, Gravel Billy 1, because I'm in Hua Hin, and the Golden Ferret, unfortunately, is in Pattaya, a great restaurant. I'm not really thin. What it is, I've gone back on the weight loss injection. I actually made myself very ill. Be very careful. So what happened? I come off it about 4 months ago, and I'd lost quite a bit of weight. But I just, when I come off it, I didn't have much control. God, that's really coming up. Look, you see that? It's not itchy now. It's just like a lump. You try and squeeze it, but there's nothing in it. Anyway. If I flop, right, call the doctor. No, what was I talking about now? I've lost it now. We were talking about the golden ferret, weren't we? Weight loss. So, yeah. So I went on 2.5 milligrams of the, what's it called? Not the one with a Z in it, the other one. God's sake, Peter, get your act together. I had it there. Okay, there's 2 weight loss pens, okay? Not the one with the double Z in it, the other one, the... or begins with an O. No need to tell me because it doesn't matter. So I was on 2.5 milligrams for 2 pens, so 8 weeks. Okay, then I went up to 5 milligrams, and then I moved down here and I bought 1 pen in Bangkok. And the clinic I went to here, they were so expensive, so they wanted. My friend bought 5 milligrams, 19,500 baht. Okay, that's like 500 quid, 500 pounds, $550. Because it's a bit of a scam. Because what they do, they insist you have a blood test, you see the doctor. But I had a certificate I seen the doctor in Bangkok, and I had a certificate, which means if I got a certificate, I can just go in and order it. I don't need to sit with a doctor and a blood test and that. So it's a bit of a scam because they're trying to make more money out of you. So I said to my friend, I'm not going on it. I'm coming off it. So of course I've been off it for about nearly 5 months now. Okay. So I found a place to get it here, 5 milligrams for 14,500 baht, which is still expensive, but they work. Okay. Unfortunately, what I did, I took it on Wednesday, 5 milligrams straight. Okay. I woke up in the morning and my gut was like a balloon. It was like really, boom, really felt like it was going to explode. Okay. I went to do a video on Soy 102, and I was sitting interviewing somebody, and I'm not exaggerating here. He had a bathroom right there, like a toilet. And I was watching it because I really felt like I was going to vomit. It was really, I don't know how I held it down. And I was drinking lots of water while I was interviewing him. And as it happens, I can't use the interview because it shows on camera. When I'm interviewing this guy, you look at me, I look like I am going to vomit. It just shows up on the film, right? So I had to meet somebody. I was going to meet a viewer. Luckily, he wasn't there. There's a coffee shop called Happy Coffee on 102. And I went over there. He wasn't there. I'm going to meet him next week, probably. It was a mix-up in locations. But beside this parade of shops there's a dirt road that goes up to some apartments. But halfway up there, it's just fields. There's no one there. I went up there on my scooter, and I was violently sick. Okay, I mean, really, you know when you throw up and it comes again and again. It was so violent the next day, and even today, yesterday I couldn't cough because I was in so much pain here on the bottom of my chest from throwing up really violently. So I looked it all up on AI, and the big mistake I made was I went straight back on the 5 milligrams, and my body wasn't used to it. The whole reason you start on 2.5 is you don't lose any weight on 2.5, but it's to get your body used to the medicine, okay? And then you up it to 5 and then 7.5 if you need to. And I went straight onto the 5.5, the 5 milligrams. My body wasn't used to it, and it affected me. I'm okay now, but I'm not going to put another 5 milligrams on next Wednesday. I'm going to do 2 more doses of 2.5. Then I'll do 5 milligrams again. So in answer to your question, the reason I'm probably looking a bit thinner is because I've not been eating in a day at all. And when I went to the Big C today to pick up the chicken for Binto, I bought myself a nice big salad. I'll have that for dinner. And I've cut down on the beer as well. You know, I'd given up drinking, but I gave up for about a week. I have people on Facebook calling me an alcoholic now because I drink 1 Chang at 6 o'clock. If drinking a Chang at 6 o'clock makes you an alcoholic, then I'm an alcoholic. I don't touch it in the day. Wes, it's hard for me to call you Wazza, your username, because I've met you and I know your name's Wes. So I hope you'll excuse me. What punctured your tire? Nail, screw, get one of those tire plugs. I use them heaps of times in Australia. Yeah, they sell them on Lazada, but I couldn't really see because by the time I got home, the tire was ripped up, you know. So I think for me, the best thing is just to put a spare wheel in there. Holden fan, they aren't made to last and to use for a few months. If you strap for cash, if you are away, or if it's a long weekend, e.g. Christmas, I suppose I'm still used to having proper tire as a spare. Okay, so I was asking you earlier, aircon's affecting my snozzle again. They aren't made to last. So when you say, another question now, so when you say they're not meant to last, if it's in the boot for 3 years, you can put it on, right? It's not going to wear out in the boot for surely. But you mean you can't do many miles on them? But that's fine. I don't intend to do many miles on it. I just want to use it to limp me home. I've seen those tire plugs. They are good. I don't know if I could actually do it myself. Paul, 48 age, you said before, 18 years age gap. Yeah, she's 18 years younger than me. So what am I, 66? So that's 56, 40. Yeah, 40. She must be 46. She was 42 when I met her, and we're into our 4th year of the relationship. Yeah, she can be very moody sometimes. I told her off last night. I said, stop being bloody moody. Get back out there. Right, John Smith. Afternoon, Peter. I was watching Foreigner Joe and his wife is taking good care of him in hospital. His knee injury is pretty gruesome. I'll be honest with you. I've heard of him. I've never met him. I've never watched any of his videos. I know he's here in Hua Hin because Peter from Thai Legal Protection told me he's in Hua Hin, and there's another guy. I haven't met them. So if he's had an accident or something, I wish him the best of luck, and I hope he gets well. And yeah, you're right. I mean, Thai girls generally, I'm not talking about bar girls or massage girls or go-go dancers. If you meet a nice, decent Thai woman who becomes your girlfriend or wife, they do really look after you. You know, they've got the old-fashioned values. You know, Western women won't want me to say this. They won't like it. They'll say I'm a male chauvinist, you know, or I'm lazy or something. But that's how it was in the UK in the 40s and the 50s. You know, the women looked after their men, you know, and the men supported their women. And Thai women have still got that attitude. You know, she won't, if she sees I'm going to do something that she can do for me, she'll do it. And a lot of the time I don't want her to do it. Like if I finish a beer, say I have on the odd evening, I have a couple of beers, right? Say I'm watching TV and I have a can of beer and I like to pour it in a glass. I don't like drinking from the can, okay? And she'll be there and I take the last mouthful and I put it down empty. She'll stand up, right? And she'll say, one more beer? So she stands up before she even asks me. And that kind of annoys me because she's working and she's relaxing, watching TV. And I'm like, look, sit yourself down. I've got a pair of legs. I'm not, you know, I'll go and get my own beer. But that's what they're like, Thai women. Where's, again, we got a water filter set up, connected to the tap, save you shitloads of bottled water. I'll send you photos online. You know, I thought about water filters and stuff, but I actually accidentally drank a glass of water in Bangkok from the tap. I just arrived and I wasn't thinking. I brushed my teeth and I filled up the rinsed my mouth and I filled up the you know, the tumbler glass with water from the tap. And I was thinking about where am I going to go tonight? And I drank it and immediately I thought, oh shit, I've just drank tap water. You know, nothing happened to me. I didn't get diarrhea. I wasn't sick, but I wouldn't advise drinking it all the time. It'd be interesting, Wes, how long have you been drinking it from the filter, and have you had any issues, you know, with bacteria or anything like that? And how often do you need to change the filter? You know, I mean, I don't mind spending the money on the bottles of water because they're not expensive. They last us probably, we use one a week, I would say, and we get 6 at a time. So the water bill is about 350,000 baht. What am I talking about? 350 baht every time he comes. It's just gone up a little bit. So, you know, for 6 weeks water, that's like what, 50 baht a week? It's not really a killer, is it? Andy, jealous is a curse, Peter. I used to be jealous of her as well, you know, because she attracted a lot of attention in Bangkok. And you see, you get a lot of foreigners, you know, they come around sniffing when you're around Sukhumvit. And if they see you with a regular, you know, I'd introduce her to people and say, yeah, this is my girlfriend. She works in a hospital. Once they know, oh, she's a regular Thai girl. She doesn't come from a go-go bar. She's not a bar girl. He's not paying her, you know, and she talks quite nice and she's quite attractive, you know, and you get guys, they try and muscle in on her and stuff like that. So I used to get a bit jealous as well. And sometimes she'd give out the wrong signals, you know. In the UK, for instance, if a girl smiles at a guy, like if you're with your friend and the girl smiles at the guy, you know, the guy's going to think, oh, yeah, she's got the hots for me because she smiles. But in Thailand, it's the land of smiles. They smile, don't they? And I said to her, you know, you probably don't realize, but sometimes you give off the wrong signals. I'm not saying she'd do something, and I don't do anything. But, you know, there's a lot of guys who come to Bangkok when we're living in the heart of, you know, in between Nana and Cowboy, and, you know, the guys, they're coming to Bangkok for that. Paul Smith, how you doing? Toby Price, if you get a flat on your bike, there is usually a bike shop just down the road. That's a really good point, actually. Wherever you go, even in the smaller towns, there's a lot of these independent little bike shops. You could just wheel it to one, you know, put into Google Maps, where's a bike repair shop near me? No, my luck, I'd turn up at a flipping, you know, pedal bike. What do they call them? I'm spitting on the screen. I can't see the comments. Right. Perbit, did you like the video with did like the video with Kun Chris? Thanks, Perbit. I was just talking about that. It didn't do super high numbers, but then I suppose not everybody's into the hard rock, are they? I thought it was all right. Pat Thai, Kun Peter's girlfriend loves Kun Peter like she loves Binto. No, Pat, she loves Binto much more than me, believe me. It's like, you know, the old saying, when a couple are in love and they have a baby, the woman's affections suddenly go towards the baby and the man can feel a bit left out. That's how I was with the dog. I mean, she used to come in at night, give me a hug, kiss me and everything. When we got the dog, she completely ignored me, picked up the dog and she was rocking him and talking to him. And I'm like, I'm going to get rid of this bloody dog. No, thanks. Yeah, you're right. Thank you for that, Pat. Jason, I love Songkran. I hate Songkran. Absolutely detest it. I don't go out. I was on Irish Dave's Alpha Omega 1, and the title of his live stream was something like I hate Songkran. Not for me, not anymore. Michael, the British love gardening, world famous for it. The Chelsea Flower Show, 1 million people visit every year. Also, do Thailand have a breakdown service like the AA? I don't think they have a breakdown service like the AA, but each company of the car, like if you have a Toyota or if you have a Honda, they seem to have like a central a service center where you can call them and they'll get a local dealer to come out to you. So it's quite wise to get a car here that has a lot of service stations, and that brand MG has a lot. Yeah, flowers. Yeah, people like flowers in the UK. The reason I'm trying to grow the grass is because I like the nature, you know, coming out. It's all concrete in Thailand. You know, there's not even any trees in the soil. You know, it's just a straight concrete road with concrete everywhere. So I like a bit of nature. She's planted a load of shrubs and trees and bushes around the house, which look very nice, actually. A couple of orchid plants over there, nice purple leaves on them. And I like a bit of nature. And, you know, when Binto comes out and he goes for a crap in the morning, he's going to burn himself, isn't he, if he stands on hot plastic? And it's just nice. And believe it or not, I actually enjoy, when it gets to about 5, 6, I've got a really good strimmer that I bought, a Bosch strimmer. I like going around and strimming the edges. And then I've got a Bosch. Is that a Bosch? I've got an electric lawnmower with the back comes off, and we do it together. So I'll go around and trim, and she sweeps up after me and puts all the trimmings on the grass. Then I'll go around and I'll go with the lawnmower, and then afterwards I'll sit down and have a cold beer and I'll look at it. I think you feel a bit of pride that it's looking good. That's what happens when you get old. You don't do kind of what do you call it? It's pulling on one side. So we enjoy it. And, when he's talking about flowers and the Chelsea Flower Show, I remember the famous line in The Great Escape. Do you remember the movie The Great Escape? On every Christmas Eve, as boys, it was The Great Escape. We'd be playing outside. What time is it? 1 o'clock. I'm going in to watch The Great Escape. And it was every year. And I remember the line when the guy, I forget his rank, but a senior officer, he's outside with a hoe, proper hoe, not one of those hoes. And he's attending his plot of soil, and there's some vegetables planted. And the German officer comes up and he says, I won't do the accent. He said, I thought you English were very keen on flowers. And he says, yes, but you can't eat flowers, can you? And he was like, yeah, good point. Well, that's come up as 3 dots now, not 1. Look at that, look. Vicious little thing that bit me. I wonder what it was. I'll have to do a quick search on AI after this. I'm laying on my bed and I got bitten. At least it wasn't a snake. Welsh 3286. Be nice living there, having all them Thai ladies calling you handsome man every day, Pete. Laugh out loud. Well, the thing is, it's only the bar girls that call you handsome man and call out to you and everything. Regular Thai women, they don't do that. They're very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not shy, that's the wrong word. They just don't do it. They're very kind of at home, they'll shout that. If you get into an argument with them, oh yeah, you'll hear it. But outside in public, sometimes that's how I get my own way when I'm out, because she's so shy in front of other Thais. Like, she talks quietly, and if I raise my voice a little bit, she's like, shh, people can hear you like this. And then we'll be out, and I can't think of an example, but there'll be something where I want to do something, or she wants to pay the bill. I'm like, no, I'm paying the bill. She's like, no, I've got my card out already. I'm paying it. You paid for everything today. And I said, you're not paying the bill. I'm buying lunch, okay? And she'll insist she's paying it. And I'll go, and that's the signal to her, because she knows what that means. When I go, I'll stand up and I'll say it slightly higher. I'll say, I'm paying the bill. And if she's like kind of ignores it, I'll go, I'm paying the bill. And I'll go up and up and up until the point where she's all right, all right, all right, all right. So she gets very shy in public if I raise my voice. And I'm not shy at all. You know, I mean, I've done things with my ex-wife which were terrible, really. So embarrassing for her, but I thought they were funny. I'll give you an example. Terrible, really. We'd be walking through the lobby of a 5-star hotel where I wasn't working. You know, they're very echo, isn't they? And because I know she was so shy, you know, and I'd look around, there weren't many people around. I'd let rip a real, you know, FART, a real loud one walking through the lobby. And my ex-wife, who was Korean, she just scuttle off to one side, you know, funny stuff. Right. Where's Sunday night is a social night at Crash Bar, but a Konken Darts League has just started up, so full-on competition every Thursday night at different venues. Good to be involved in a social circle, as it were. Paul Robinson, I can't say the name of the company, unfortunately. Simon McCleary, hi Pete from Rangsit. Good to see you in the stream, Simon, on this very hot Saturday afternoon. I hope you got your aircon on. And you, Jason, you love Songkran. Dave Gee, is it? Was in the car business for years, so really enjoyed the car museum video and own several of the models shown. It's a great museum, Dave. I'm glad you told me that because I felt like it was such a flop. You know, they actually invite a lot of the time. It's not me going after the videos. It's not me like calling them up and saying, "Can I come and make a video?" A lot of the companies like the Hard Rock contacted me. Okay. The manager from the Hard Rock, I forget Chris's position. She's something manager, production manager. She actually wrote to me and invited me. The owners of the, not the owners, the marketing team who are in Bangkok wrote to me and invited me to film that car museum. And I was like, yeah, sure. I don't want anything. You know, sometimes they try and give me things for doing this or offer me things. I never take it. I just want the content, right? And because that can be used against you, you know, some way or the other. So yeah, I went to this car museum, and if you ever come to Hua Hin, it's on the, I think it's the 3rd floor of the Blueport Mall. It's fantastic. The cars they've got in there must be at least $1 million in cars, if not more, in there. They've got everything, and they're all top cars. You know, they're not like Triumph Heralds and Morris Minors. Not that there's anything wrong with Triumph Heralds and Morris Minors and Hillman Imps, but you know, this isn't that sort of museum. Rolling Tourist, Monjaro. That's the one I'm on, Monjaro. And Ricardo, no, it's not Ozem, I can't pronounce it, but that's the one that's got the Z in it. No, I'm on the Monjaro, and the Monjaro is actually better than the other one I've got on screen there, the Osmic. I can't pronounce it. Illiterate, you see, I am, because the Monjaro also cuts down cravings. So if you're a smoker and you want to give it smoking, I'm not saying it wouldn't help you, but no, it would help you because it's got built into the chemicals. It stops cravings, whereas the other one, this one, doesn't. Phil Stubbs, how you doing? Good day, Peter. It's all right, mate. I have dementia as well. I told you in a stream a while ago. Who's that? Phil. I did mention in a stream quite a while ago. I was worried because my mother got dementia when she was 76, and she went from, you know, I used to walk over Hampstead Heath with her dogs. She was Irish, my mother, okay, and she typical Irish, you know, old cliche Irish, you know, she really good sense of humor, really sharp as a blade, you know, she'd crack jokes and everything. And within 6 months, she didn't even know who I was, you know, and I got a really bad memory now. So I went for a dementia test in Bangkok, and 30 questions, I got them all right. And I said, well, what's wrong with my memory then? And she just said, oh, you're just getting old. She said, it'll happen. It happens to everyone. That's the only thing that scares me in Thailand, because I've got no plans to go back to the UK ever. And I'm not worried about getting sick or getting some illness or cancer or something like that. Obviously, I don't want to. But dementia, because I can't handle my own affairs there. That's the scary part. And while I'm 99.9% sure that my girlfriend would look after me, you never know, do you? You never know. There's never that 100% certainty. At the moment, you know, I'm a fit guy. My money's okay. I do stuff around the house. I suppose I'm a bit of a catch because I live here for a Thai woman, even though I'm older. So you never know. I'm not saying she's like that. I don't think she is like that. I'm pretty sure she's not like that. But you never know. That's a problem. Any of us, all you guys out there who have got Thai wives, Thai girlfriends, you don't know. You might be living with a Thai woman who loves you to death. You think she loves you. You love her. You build your life together. And actually you're not there all of a sudden, or you run out of money, or something happens, all of a sudden she's changed. She's a completely different woman. It does happen. Hopefully not to your woman, hopefully not to my woman. But there's a lot of women on Facebook who tell these stories, about other women who live with a guy for 10 years and suddenly she doesn't want him anymore for whatever reason. Thankfully, touch wood, that's not the majority, but it can happen. You just never know. Okay, Vegas, what's the best way to travel from Hua Hin to Pattaya? Did they ever restart the ferry? No, the only way to go is you have to drive or take the bus because you're going around the Gulf of Thailand. I drove it once from Pattaya to Hua Hin. It took me 5.5 hours, and I stopped to pick up a coffee. I didn't drink the coffee. I picked up and drank it in the car. So it's a bit of a journey. Trey Shea, is it? Hello, Peter. My question is, what is public transport like around Hua Hin? As I don't drive, and I know it would be difficult to get to do things. And where would you stay as a solo traveler? Okay, lots of questions there, but I can answer them all. So they do have Grab here, or Bolt, one or the other. I can't remember because I don't use taxis. So it's possible to get a taxi on your phone. It's not, they do have BART buses, Songtels, but it's not like Pattaya where there's like 1,000 of them going around all day and all night. It's not like that. I mean, you can, if you go to a tourist area like, say, Soi Bintabat, and you come out at night, there's a row of tiny tuk-tuks. They're not the same as the not tuk-tuks, they're Songtels, but they're like the little Nissan bus. They're tiny little things, similar to the ones in Phuket, the red ones. And so, but they're a bit pricey. But you can for public transport, you can get a Grab, or one of the two. So getting a taxi isn't an issue. I would really recommend if you can ride a scooter, the best thing to do is rent a scooter. There's so much you won't see if you don't have your own transport. You can rent a Honda Click 125 or a 160, something like that, 200 baht a day. You tell the woman you're going to take it for a week and she'll do a deal. You'll get it for 150. If you take it for a month, you'll get it for 100 baht a day less, No, 100 baht a day for a month, maybe. And the roads are very relatively safe down here. The Thais drive a bit crazy sometimes, but if you take your time and you just, like what I do, I've been a biker all my life. Okay, I started at 16 with a Yamaha FS1E. That was a moped that looked like a motorbike. I then moved up to an RD 250, 2-stroke, 2-cylinder, 2-stroke motorbike. Did 100 miles an hour. When you went from 16 to 17, automatically in the UK, bang, you're no longer a kid. And then I went up to a Kawasaki, which was a 350, 3 triple pipes. That was a 2-stroke. It was like shit off a shovel, really good. Then I had the Honda the Honda 4, which was the one that came out in the 70s, but they did lots of later models. I had a Pan-European. I had the Suzuki GS 1400. So the reason I'm telling you all that is I ride a scooter. I've always rode a scooter here in Thailand. And what you've got to do, you've just got to predict. You see a side road, you've got to think somebody might pull out. Give yourself enough time to stop in all situations, and you should be okay. What was the other question you asked me there? Where would you stay as a solo traveler? Well, that's quite an easy one. Book a hotel close to the Hilton Hotel because around the Hilton is a very touristy area. You've got a lot of little restaurants there. It's very close to Bintabat, which is a bar area. It's like 4 streets of bars, girly bars. They don't have go-go bars here. Or you can stay somewhere on Soi 94. That's another big tourist area, but 94 is a lot cheaper than around near the Hilton. Not because of the Hilton. It's just, you'll pay 80 baht for a small beer like that in a bar, whereas on 94, in a restaurant, you'll pay 65 baht for a large chang, 94 or near the Hilton, any of them. Whereas my weight jumped up, so walk every morning now, done 3 laps around Bungkang and Nankan Lake this morning, about 10. See, I wish I had somewhere decent to walk around here, Wes. There's a reservoir takes me 30 minutes to get there on the bike in the car, so I can't do it every day, which is why I joined the gym. But I joined for a month and I haven't been going. I've been a bit lazy, but I do want to get back into it. But it's made my day that somebody said I was looking very thin because I'm actually overweight still. Steve, Jesus, I'm on the 12.5 milligram and have been for 2 years. Steve, 12 and a half. How much? Well, firstly, how much does that cost you? And how much weight have you lost in 2 years? I mean, I don't intend to be on it for, that long because it's just so expensive. I got to the point, I have gone down a bit. I got to the point where I made videos and I was watching the video, because I love myself, obviously. I was watching the video and I was looking at myself and I said, Son, I said, look. I said, I look really fat, don't I? And she's like, yes, you look really fat. And I'm like, thanks a lot. So I just wanted to get the puffiness out of my face. I'll tell you what I did notice when I gave up drinking beer. I stopped drinking beer for a week or two, and the puffiness in my face goes right down. Franco calls me Deputy Dog because I've got these 2 lines. Remember Deputy Dog? I was thinking of doing one of these. You know, they don't cost that much. You know where they do a little tuck up there. And I said to my girlfriend, "How about I do this?" She's like, "No, you're not doing that. You're not doing that." She thinks every girl in Huahina will want to bed me. Andrew, hi Peter, love the Saturday Live. Just would like your perspective on Songkran this year and all the foreigners taking it to a whole new level from what small clips I've seen in mob related to locals. Yeah, well, I agree with the video that Johnny put out there. Johnny's a bigger YouTuber than me down here. He's got a big following. I think he has a lot of Australians following because he's Australian. I think he's got about 160,000 followers. But he put out a video after Songkran, and basically what he was talking about is foreigners just gone berserk here doing stupid things. Because the whole point of Songkran, let me tell you what my partner, my girlfriend, did for me. So when I come out the bedroom in the morning, and I will answer this question, and I'll leave it on screen so I don't forget. So the whole point of Songkran is it's about showing respect, and it's a holiday, and there's a lot of different meanings to it. Okay, so when I come out the bedroom in the morning, we've got a tray that we carry food outside. It's like a silver tray. It's not real silver, but that's the best way I can describe it. And she had the Buddha on the tray on a table, so she put that. She had water in the tray. There were some flowers floating on the water. There was a Buddha at the top of it, and there was a little glass. And when I come out the room, she goes, "Come here," like this. And I went on. She grabbed my wrist, held it over the tray, took some water and put it over my hand like this. I'm like, "What are you doing that for?" And she said, "Oh, because you're older than me. You know, I have to show respect, the monks and all this." But it's dreadful. So what these guys were doing, they surrounded, there was one clip where, I don't know what the backstory is, but he was in a Toyota van. He came out of the van and about 50 foreigners with these powerful machines just blasted the guy. I mean, absolutely blasted him. They did it inside the van as well. Got his van wet. There was another one where they attacked 3 policemen with water guns. Now the police are okay. The ties go up and they throw a little bucket of water, put some white powder. They smile and they go along with it. But these guys were just animals, you know. I think it was in Phuket. They just surrounded these police and had this constant. And you know, another one where they sprayed this motorcyclist, a whole bunch of them, maybe 12 white guys, foreigners, I should say. And then the guy on a motorbike, he was a Grab driver. They just sprayed these motorcycle in his face. He's driving, right? And he crashed into the back of a car because he couldn't see. You know, it was ridiculous. And Johnny, what's his channel called? Johnny, There's Something Happening, based here in Hawaiian. He put out a video where he was just talking about it like I am, but he showed some of these clips. And yeah, I think it's terrible, you know, how they act. Oh, my mouse is gone. What's happened here? Okay, hopefully I'm back. Right. If I'm, let me just put that message back up there. Can somebody send me a message if you can hear? Right, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I think I've just changed internet because I was on 2G. That's a real bummer. I don't even know how many people. I think I've lost about 25 people. If you can hear me and you can hear me, can you let me know? There's no point in me going on if there's nobody out there. I just need somebody to tell me that they can see me and hear me okay. Robert. Let me just block this guy doing his sales pitch on there. Okay. All right. Let me just, because that's kind of thrown me off a little bit. Let me just go back to the comments where I was. Okay. Okay, let's do this one. Right. Yeah, sorry about that. I think it was my internet. It just brought up a message saying your computer's got a problem. It has to reboot. And then it rebooted. And I don't know how long I'd been talking about the Songkran thing when it was off, because I suddenly looked down and it frozen. So hopefully you're all there now. Charles, there have been a few incidents in tourist hotspots during Songkran. Are there rules, do's and don'ts regarding the water festival? Well, there isn't any rules really. You know, that's the problem. Some foreigners just act really stupid when they come here. You know, they an electric water gun is quite powerful. You spray it in somebody's face, it's painful. You get 40 guys doing it to one guy. It's terrible. Okay, Sean, how you doing? Boot is a trunk. Okay, American and English words are different there. Holden fan, the narrow tires are to be used just to get you to the tire center. If the tire is in your boot for a number of years, you shouldn't have a problem. Are there price variations of tires in Thailand? I haven't looked into it yet, but thanks for the information. I'll tell you on the next stream when I get it. Tony, good afternoon. Peter from Hua Hin on Soy 88. How you doing, Tony? You're not in the Klansman by any chance, are you? A regular watering hole for me. Wes, we paid 2,500 baht for the filter, easy to install. Now I've got blood on me from somewhere now. Where's that come from? I think it's all gone wrong this afternoon. Let me just clean this up. I think I've been bitten again. It must be something in here. Yeah, something's bitten me. God almighty, look, I guess I'll survive. There must be something in here. I haven't got any. Let me just get some spray. I don't like to do this while I'm in here, but I don't want to look like a dartboard by the time I come out. Something's... Yeah, hopefully I just looked down, I got a load of blood on my leg. Christ, that's quite deep. Right, okay, God, it's all gone wrong this afternoon. Okay, easy to install. Still on the original cartridge for 7 months now, so judging what you spend on water, it has more than paid for itself. Okay, fair enough. We'll think about getting one. Andy Collins, hi from Rangsit. I think I said hi to you earlier, didn't I? Simon, hi, how you doing? Simon McCleary, is it? I'm going to whiz through these now because I've got behind when the computer... It might have overheated, actually. Let's just check my fans on. Thing in Thailand, if you work with a laptop, you want to get yourself one of these. It looks like it's about that high, about that wide, and it has fans inside it, and it blows air up into the laptop. Otherwise, it just overheats. I have been bitten because that's really itchy now. And there's blood pouring out of it. I wonder what's done that then. Put a bit of paper on it so I can get on with this stream. Right, that should hold it off for a while. Dave Gears, there's probably a spider bite. Yeah, could be. I've never seen any. That's quite high, that one now. But to actually bring blood out of your leg, that's quite... I didn't feel anything at all. David from Wales, good morning to you, sir. Got a comment from you there. Thinking of getting a bike in Thailand, PCX or Wave or something like yours. David, I've looked at them all. I bought a brand new Click 160. It's a great little bike, like a little pocket rocket. But if you intend to do a little bit of touring, journeys at a half an hour or more, get yourself a Honda ADV 160 or a 350, okay? The 350 is a bit more heavier on fuel. It's more powerful bike. It's a much bigger bike. I got the 160 because it fits in. You can park it anywhere, and I've had 110 out of it with her on the back, I mean, and the handlebars are wider, so you can actually see out the mirrors. You feel like you're on a motorbike, not a scooter. The Honda Click, you're on this little thing. They're great. I mean, I'm going to buy, when this one eventually dies in a few years' time, I'm going to buy another Honda ADV, and they've just brought a new model out as well. And there's a guy lives here. He lives here in Hua Hin. He contacted me yesterday. I think his name's Tom. He was going to get a Click, and I said, don't get the Click, get the ADV. He picked it up yesterday and he's thrilled to bits with it. He says, great bike. Steve, as well as slowing your metabolism, Monjano also sends a signal to the brain. Okay, he'll have a job finding mine. Right. Who's that? Dr. Falcon. Hi, Pete. Do you know when the high-speed train is going to Hua Hin? I went at Christmas and was cooped up like a sardine in a minibus. You've got to look. It will tell you at the station. They do. I don't know how many trains a day, 3 or 4 trains a day. But they do have a high-speed one. You've just got to find out what time of the day the high-speed train travels, because some of them, they stop a lot more than the other ones. How you doing? I don't know. I can never pronounce your name. Latam, is it? Latam Malinka. Hi, Peter. I've missed... Sorry, I know I've just cursed your name up there. Hi, Peter. I've missed a stream or video. Well done for your sound advice. Thank you very much. Thailand Hound, we've got a Thailand Bound, we've got a Thailand Hound, we've got a Thailand Found. Okay, this one's Thailand Hound. Morning, Thailand Bound. How did you find the temperature and humidity compared to Bangkok? Enjoy. Very quickly on this one, because we talked about the weather and the heat earlier. The one thing I really like about down here in Hua Hin, as opposed to Bangkok, is there's a breeze. There's always a good breeze. I'm looking outside now. I can see the banana trees are, big, thick, big branches are moving. And the air quality down here is fantastic. We haven't had a big problem with air pollution. The air you can breathe in, good on 3 years in Bangkok. My throat was, I could feel it, You're a brave man, Sean. You're saying off to running this 96 degrees in Chonburi. We were talking about it earlier. I couldn't do it, Sean. I can hardly walk around the building in this heat. Toby Price, Thai women can change overnight. I've been married to a Thai 18 years. When they go through the change, they can be dangerous. Are you talking about the when you say the change, when they don't need to use something once a month? Is that what you're talking about? Mine's good as gold, but she can be she gets upset very quickly, very moody. Like, I'll give you an example. Let me think something she got moody for. Like if I'm, I can't really think of an example, but she can get really, the way she answers me sometimes, I'll say, look, why do you need to talk to me like that? And she's like, you're angry. She said, I'm not angry. And I said, yeah, but you're talking to me like you're angry. You're not sounding pleasant. I can't get through to her. James, hello from Phuket. Just back from my first trip to Hua Hin. Actually considering moving there from Phuket. What's the main pros and cons for you? POV. I don't know what POV is. I'm a dinosaur. I don't understand these abbreviations. POV for Hua Hin. Cheers. So for me, the biggest what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word you used? Phuket. Just what's the main? Okay, pros. Okay, I can't think of any cons, to be honest with you. The biggest pros I can think of is one, from time to time you need to go to Bangkok. Okay, that's you have to fly from Phuket, don't you? Or you do a 12-hour car journey. So one of the pros about here, if you need to get to Bangkok, it's 3 hours away. Okay, so that's a pro. There isn't. I've got to say, be politically correct here now. There isn't certain groups of people here. There's a lot of Dutch here. There's a lot of Swiss here, but they have their villas, their pool villas, their Dutch clubs, their Dutch restaurants and all that sort of thing. But there's no big groups of certain countries. You know who I'm talking about, right? Who cause trouble, who just mess around. There's a lot of them in Phuket, right? Without saying it, you've got to read between the lines, okay? There's not that here in Hua Hin. So that's another pro, because most people here are fairly polite. It's a lot cheaper here than Phuket. I haven't been to Phuket for a number of years, but I know, talking to viewers, Phuket is fairly expensive. I'm sure you can eat noodles on the street just as cheap here, but there's a lot of restaurants here, Thai restaurants, that are very good and they're very cheap. A large Chang Leo Singer in a restaurant here, 65 baht. You know, you can't beat it. I've been to Phuket and I've been to Hua Hin, and I know which one I'd choose. Where's again? Toby Price, my wife is coming up to 50. Bloody cranky, but doesn't help. We have her demanding elderly mum living with us. My wife gets cranky with her, which doesn't help. You know, Wes, that's a good point. You know, when you meet a Thai woman, one of the things, I wonder if that spider bite, I sorry I keep going on about it, but it might have been in the chair because I had my leg up. This stream's gone everywhere today, isn't it? Except in the right direction. Yeah, one of the things with it, a relationship with the tiger, one of the biggest things that can make a difference is the family, you know, because there's an old saying, when you take on a tiger, you take on the family, okay? Depending on what relative she's got, if she's been married before, if she's got children, when that kid has problems or her ex-partner's giving her problems, she's going to be cranky, and that's going to come out on you, isn't it? I myself, I'm very, very, very fortunate that my partner has never been married. She's never had children. She hasn't got any immediate family. She's got two sisters who are married. Their husbands are still with them. Their sons and daughters are grown up. There's no problems. Her mother and father passed away a few years ago on separate occasions. So basically, there's just her two sisters. So she hasn't got any dependents. She hasn't got any hassles in her life. And that helps our relationship a lot. I think had she had a couple of kids, or had she, had something else family-wise, yeah, she could be, because she can get very cranky, and I hate it. So that would make a big difference. David, Saturday lives are more freewheeling and spontaneous. Absolutely right. And I got more energy, David, because it's earlier on in the day. Okay, I can skip these because this must have been when it froze. You're joking, but I'm careful about that, because what I do, I've got four, because it's a big room, this, I've got 4 old pillows that I have to put in a kind of pyramid behind the mic. Look, the mic's here. And otherwise it's just so echoey. It's very bad. But what I do, I cover the wires with these pillows because, he chews everything. I think he's sleeping now. Hopefully he's sleeping. Yeah, when he's in air conditioning, like I'm in the air conditioner now, he sleeps really well. I've never had that happen in a stream before, where it's just the computer actually brought up a message saying there's something wrong. We need to reboot your laptop or your computer. I've just got to get past all these comments about being frozen. Okay. Bakari Hoa, is it? No. Bloody advertising you get from Facebook. Let's get rid of him. Idiot. See, I can't control the comments from Facebook when I do a live stream. So you get guys who sell things, services, and what they do, they come on and they put little adverts up, and I've just deleted and blocked him. but he'll probably just have another. He's probably got like 20 accounts. He can just come on again. Okay, I'm on the messages now where everyone's saying you're back. Okay, Vegas Scott. Question, visas keep changing, so I hear anyway. How difficult is it to get a retirement? Oh, visa, also banking, thank you. Very easy. I mean, if you want a retirement visa, there's two kind of retirement visas. I always get them mixed up. You've got the AO and the O, and I always get them mixed up which one it is. But if you get the retirement visa from in your own country, then you have to have insurance here in Thailand before they'll issue you the retirement visa. If you get the other one, I'm pretty sure that it's an O. If you come here on a tourist stamp and then you get a 90-day extension and then you get the retirement visa, you'll get the O, and you don't have to have insurance if you don't want it. And you're saying, so I hear how difficult. So there's conditions. You either need, with a retirement visa, you either have to have 800 baht sitting in your bank account several months before you go for your visa. Used to could do it 24 hours before. Or you need 65,000 baht a month coming into your account, or you need a mixture of both. All the information's online there. The only other bit of information I'll tell you is that they're going to cease issuing a 60-day tourist stamp. It's not a visa. It never has been a visa. It's a tourist stamp, which permits you to come into Thailand on holiday without a visa. It's been 60 days for quite a while now, about a year. They started promoting 60 days on arrival from a lot of countries. I think 121 countries can come in and get 60 days. It's been abused big time because there's been scammers here. There's been people coming in. What they do, they come in for 60 days. They hopped across the border to Cambodia or somewhere, got another 30-day extension, and then they were staying here forever on tourist visas, and immigration have just cracked down on it now. And people who come here too often in a year now, they turn them away at Sawanapur. And there's so many videos on YouTube about people who have been turned back at the airport because immigration. I see videos from some YouTubers that say, oh, Thailand doesn't want us here now. They're only looking for the rich Farangs, and they're making it harder and harder. They don't want foreigners here. That's just total rubbish. One of the biggest part of Thailand's economy is tourism. They get a lot of money. It's not their number one money make. They don't get the most of the money into the country from tourism, but it's very high up there. And they just want people to play by the rules straight. I mean, I'm into my 4th year. I've never had any issues with immigration. They've never come knocking at my door. I've never had to do any ducking and diving. Why? Because I do it properly, And as long as you follow the rules for immigration and you're not abusing it, I don't want to sound like I'm preaching, but they want you here. They want you to come to Thailand and spend your money. I mean, you take a guy like me, okay? I'm paying this mortgage, okay? So my partner's gaining an asset when I'm gone. She's got an asset that's been paid for by somebody else. I went shopping this morning. I spent 1,700 baht. I'm going to have to pay for my car tire on Monday. I'm pumping money into the economy. By myself, I'm not making much difference, but you get 100,000 guys like me. It's a lot of money coming into the economy. One blue cap man, is it? Thai mosquitoes take off capacity 2.5 gel. Okay, I don't have a problem. I'm really surprised here because I'm backed onto a banana. There's banana and coconut trees. That's all there is. I look out my window and all I can see is banana and coconut trees. Okay, there's nothing there. And at night, I thought I'd have a problem with mosquitoes, and we don't. We leave the back door open till about 6 at night, and I've never been bitten by a mosquito here. I don't know what's bitten me today. Is that another one? No, that's. You see, look. See the blood from where it was on my leg? Just make sure that's stopped. This is the thing. When you live in a tropical country, you've got to deal with tropical insects. Not a big deal. Right. Okay. I just said that, Mark. Wes says, I have the Click 150. Crap ride. Feel every bump when finances allow. I'll get a PCX or an ADV. One of my friends here in Konkan just brought an ADV 350. Goes everywhere. They're fantastic bikes. The 350 is a great touring bike. My friend here in Hua Hin, Edward, he's just gone out and bought the 750. Okay, it's a 750. Goes like shit off a shovel. Automatic, like a scooter. I think he paid about 400,000 plus for it, so a lot of money. I paid 100,000 for. I think the 160 is great. I love it to bits. The reason why the Click isn't as comfortable is there's a lot of different reasons. I did a video on an ADV 160, but there's a lot of different reasons why the Click is not as good as the ADV. Firstly, the one I had, only had a drum brake at the back. Okay, it was brand new, 160, but it only had one disc brake. When you say you feel every bump wears, that's because it had one spring on the right hand side. That's all it's got. Whereas the ADV's got two proper shock absorbers, and you really feel that bounce when you go over the bumps, as opposed to the petrol tank's in the front, so you don't need to get off your bike when you fill it, and you got double the storage under the seat. There's just so many. I could go on about it all day. It's such a great bike. Best, fantastic little bike. Okay, Wesley says, your girlfriend and my wife sound like they have the same temperament, love and do everything for you, but they have their moments. Absolutely. And I bought her for a birthday this year. I bought her a, what did I buy her? What do you call it? A Scooby. It's like 110cc or 120. I rode it with her on the back. It's like a toy, the tires. The reason I bought her the Scooby, I was going to get her the Honda Click 125, but they won't. It's hard to get a 125 now because everybody wants a 160. And I seen the Scooby, and the color was like a creamy color. And I said, "What do you think of that one?" And she says, "Oh, I don't know." And now she loves it to bits. She's out on a Scooby, and it's like me when I rode it with her on the back. It was like I felt like putting one foot down and skipping along, But she's happy with it, and she's got she's probably finishing at the end of this month because the hospital's too much now. They wanted to do late shifts, and I said, "Look, we didn't come down here for that." But I said to her, well, because she's very highly revered in the hospital, because she worked 20 years in a hospital in Bangkok, she actually knows more than her manager knows. Her manager's asking her questions. And when she handed her notice in and said, she said, "Look, I want to hang out with with me," they were like near enough begging her to stay. And I said, well, look, if they think so, because they wanted to train staff and stuff. And I said, well, look, if they think so highly of you, tell them you'll come in 3 days a week, but you want to finish at 4 p.m., which is the regular shift. You're not doing evening shifts. You go in 7 till 4. You do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 4 o'clock, you're out of there. I said, you're home by 4:30, 4:45. I says, I'm okay with that. You've got a bit of money coming in, probably about 7,500 baht. It gets you out of the house. And so they've actually turned, first of all, they said, no, we can't do that. We need full-time staff. And as it's getting closer to the date that she's supposed to be leaving, they're actually, even the CEO of the hospital have said to her, look, we need you here, basically. And they've kind of turned now. I think they're going to offer her 3 days a week because they know she's serious about leaving. But 3 days a week, she can get a lot done, because she's very knowledgeable. She's very good at her job. She's in the accounting department and she's a number 2. But she's very good at, and one of the jobs she's got to do is chase people who haven't got the money. There's a lot of guys who go in, they have treatment, and the insurance doesn't pay out. Surprise, surprise. And they've got to get money transferred abroad. She's had to walk to the ATM with some guys to get money, and that's how it works here in Thailand. I said to her the other day, I said, if I'd seen you walk into the ATM with some guy, I said, I'd have thought you're on a date. You bloody better tell me before you go, because if I spot you walking down the street with a guy, I'll think you're two-timing me, Ronald, why are you not allowed to mention certain nationalities? Is YouTube also consorting that? No, not at all. It's nothing to do with YouTube. It's about me living here full-time in Thailand, trying to be, I don't want to upset anybody, put it that way, okay? I do upset people some people get very upset with me online for no reason. They don't know me. They just don't like me. They leave shitty comments, especially on Facebook. But I'm trying to not single out any one group, one race, one person. I'm just trying to talk in a broad sense so that I can't have people pointing the finger at me saying, oh, you're picking on this minority, or you're picking on this country, or you're always bad-mouthing this race of people, because that's what happens when you're on social media. So I do it in such a way that if somebody's bright enough, they can actually read between the lines and they know what I'm talking about, but it doesn't give other people ammunition to attack me, because there's a lot of nasty people out there, okay? Lance, do they have buses going to Bangkok where you can lie down like a bed? No, it's not a long enough journey. They have buses, they're air conditioned, you get assigned a seat, they're very comfortable. I think last time I took a bus to Hua Hin, it was 141 baht. I got it from Edgemere bus station, and some people take it from Suvarnabhumi Airport, but I think that's a bit longer. But the bus is fine, but no, it's not long enough to lay down and have a bed, as it were. Rain in Blood says, journey to Bangkok is about 6 hours, I think, perhaps not long enough to justify a sleeper. It's not even that. It's, on a bad day, it's 4 hours. If you're going into the center, like around Sukhumvit from Hua Hin, it's about 4 hours. But most times, and they're building the new, road in the sky. What do you call it? Overpass. You know, they're still working on that. Rama 9, I think. No, it's not Rama 9, is it? Is it Rama 2? I get the Ramas mixed up. Rama 4 is where Big C is. Fortune Town is Rama. It's Rama. Is it Rama 2 or Rama 9? I can't remember. But it's, the overhead highway, so it's going to get a faster journey. Mike Sands, I had to put my laptop in the fridge to cool down for weeks of 40-degree heat, finally easing here in Eastern. Well, I mean, that's one of the things I do here is I've got the air conditioner on, so the room is quite cold. And I've got it set at 16, on full fan, but it's only 9 BPU. So the room is nice and cold. Bintel's out like a light. And it is hot, the laptop, but I think what helps a lot is this thing under it. It's got fans, Robert, what about an earlier start on a Sunday, say 6 or 7? Would that help you? Well, it would do, Robert. But the thing is, the reason I do the Saturday one at 2 o'clock is not because I get tired on a Sunday. But the reason I do it is because I try to get a different. I mean, I've got a lot of people in the stream here who join me on a Sunday. But because of the time difference, I start 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's a 6-hour time difference. Now, some people around the world will be watching this and it'll be 10 o'clock at night. And they can watch this and then maybe go to bed at 11 and get up for work. But the Sunday night stream at 8 o'clock, for some people, it's like 4 in the morning, so they'll be asleep. So the whole point about doing the Saturday live stream at this time is to kind of reach out to a broader audience, because I get people in the Saturday stream who are not around on the Sunday stream and vice versa. So I'll probably stick to what it is at the moment. Okay, Rain and Blood, the journey is actually 4 hours, I just checked, and that's what I said, right? Way too short for sleeping. Martin, how are you doing? Nice to see you in the stream. Now, I can't pronounce your name for the life of me, and I'm not going to attempt it because you'll probably get peed off with me, so I'll just put you up there. Peter, what's your thoughts on the prices on the flights to Thailand increasing? I'm from the US, but my area is a small town, so I need to pay about 1,800 or 2K. Well, nobody likes to pay higher prices. My daughters are supposed to be coming over in November. I've already paid for their flight before all this was going on, all the war and stuff that's kicking off now. And I paid... when I used to just before I divorced my wife, just before I separated my wife, which is about 3.5 years ago, on my last trip to Thailand, I'd come over either from Heathrow on Eva Air or Thai Airways, and I used to come economy, and I used to pay about £600 return. Okay, I bought tickets for my daughters, and they're stopping. They're stopping off in the Middle East. It's not even a direct flight, Qatar Airways, right? And I've just paid, when I bought their ticket 6 months ago, I paid 1,800 for the two of them, right? So yeah, I mean, it's getting pricey, but it's fuel as well, isn't it? Fuel's going up, and it doesn't help what's going on at the moment. But if you want to come out to Thailand, you've got to pay, haven't you? And the only thing you can do is find the cheapest ticket you can find. Do you know what was really nice? When I separated with my Korean wife, I sold the house, and I gave all after I paid the mortgage, I was left with about £300,000, okay, cash. All right. Because I'd worked abroad for years, and, I'd saved up quite a bit of money. And because my wife and I separated in a nice way, we didn't have any lawyers involved, any solicitors. There was no shouting and screaming. We just sat down and we both decided it was time for a change. And it was all done in a nice way. And I've got a few rental properties back in the UK, small ones that I bought years ago. They're on bank loan. I don't own them outright, but they'll give me a little bit of an extra pension when I'm older. And I said, well, look, I'll hang on to these. And I gave her the proceeds of the sale of the house, because my younger daughter lives with her and they had to find somewhere to live, So I said, well, okay, I'll give you the proceeds of this. But I kept back 20,000. So I gave her 280, and she was able to buy a brand new 3-bedroom semi-terraced. It didn't have a house on each side, it's like one house and her house, then there's a gap, and it's got a single garage, and it's a nice area of where she lives. And she's very happy in that house with my daughter. But the whole point of that story is I kept back 20,000. And one of the things I wanted to do was treat myself. And I said to myself, right, I'm going to go to Thailand. This is probably the last trip I'll take from England to Thailand. And I thought, I'm going business class. And at the time I paid £2,000 for a business class ticket. It was lovely, really nice. It's just so much. It makes the trip just so different. You can use the lounges at the airport. You get priority boarding, priority when the plane lands. Your seat goes down into a full bed. real cutlery and crockery. There's no queues to the toilet like there is in economy. You haven't got people walking up and down and bumping your knee as you go by. You've got your own kind of compartment. Absolutely lovely. You get what you pay for. I don't think I'd ever be able to do it again, but I thought I'd treat myself, and it was worth every penny. Wes, okay, go. Oh, you're talking to someone else. Okay, Ronald, you skipped my comment. That is, I didn't skip it. I probably missed it. You skipped my comment that it's healthy for men being married. Okay, so the thing is, here's the thing, Ronald. I don't actually. Let me put that up so I don't lose you. I don't actually skip anybody's comment. What I do is I go through the comments one by one, and sometimes when I'm explaining something, the comments keep coming, and I miss one or two comments. I never purposely skip a comment unless it's something stupid. Somebody's having a go, or somebody says something that's not true, or somebody's just, there's just not something I want to read out. And right underneath you is David, usually watching the evening in England, now in Thailand, watching live. Good stuff. That always surprises me, David. The number of people who are here in Thailand, I'm surprised they actually watch the live stream, but I do guess people who live here, yeah, okay, it's a place to connect together, isn't it? But, the more the merrier, as they say. Rain and Blood, seen another video of security laying into perhaps out of line tourists. The Thais go 4 or 5 on 1. It's absolutely disgusting to watch. Yeah. So what he's talking about there is they have independent security company in a lot of the bar areas, like Soy 6 in Pattaya, Walking Street, and they don't work for any particular bar. They work for a security company. But for instance, in Soy 6, if something kicks off in a bar, all those security will go to that bar. And what happens, sometimes they're very over enthusiastic and they start laying into the tourist. He might have done something wrong, like tried to skip his bill or pushed a girl or something. And but 4 or 5 of them will lay into him, really hammer him, which is out of order. And they've just had a meeting in Pattaya, actually, the police, the tourism board, and they've got all these guys in, bar owners and everything, and they've basically said, look, you can't go around beating up tourists, okay? It's not on. And they're trying to, they are actually trying to stop that now, because you're right, they just get carried away, and it's not 1-on-1, it's 4 or 5 on 1. It's the same with the lady boys. You see, there's so many fights in Walking Street now. It never used to be like that 20, 30 years ago. It was a nice place, and I see videos on TikTok all the time where, there was a woman, I think she was American, and she was taunting a ladyboy. And to be fair to the ladyboy, she was standing in Walking Street, looked like a nice lady, but she was obviously a ladyboy. And this American woman, I'm not picking on Americans, I'm just saying that's where she was from, white woman, okay? Probably about 35. She was taking the mickey out of her. She was like turning her backside to her and patting her backside and, like doing all these horrible things. And this ladyboy stepped to one side to get away from the abuse. And then when she come forward, the American woman, the ladyboy again stepped out the way. But where she crossed the line, she pushed the ladyboy, and that was it. All hell broke out. She started laying into her. Her friends came out from the woodwork, probably 5 or 6 of them, and they hammered her. I mean, literally hammered her. But I don't like to use the words and say she deserved it. But she was a horrible, nasty bit of work who was taunting this person who wasn't doing anything wrong to her. I mean, why do that? I'm not saying she deserved to be beat up by 6 ladyboys, but had she just walked on and gone about her business, she would have had a very pleasant night and gone back to her hotel, right? Rain in Blood. Seen another video. Oh, I've just read that, haven't I? Puts me off the place, yeah. Well, one thing I'll just say to you, Rain in Blood, where you say it puts you off the place, that doesn't normally happen to people who behave themselves, right? What happens is guys get into arguments with girls or ladyboys, and they're the first ones to raise their fist, okay? Or a guy will say, look, I didn't drink all this beer, and he'll try and walk out without paying anything. If you're just a guy, you go out there, you talk to the ladies, you watch the live bands, you have a few beers, you want a bit of food, and you go back to your hotel. It couldn't be safer. Thailand's an absolutely safe place. I've never had a bunch of security guards beat me up, and I've been coming here 30 years. I've never had a bunch of ladyboys beat me up. I've never had anything like that, because I know how to behave myself. You can have a damn good time in Thailand without setting off people like that, okay? So these guys, I'm not saying they deserve it, but I'm saying they bring it upon themselves. I've seen guys in videos take a swing at a tuk-tuk driver. You might as well sign your own death warrant. You've got 6 tuk-tuks in a row, and you try to hit one of the guys. Whether you're right or you're wrong in the argument, what do you think the other 5 are going to do? They're not going to just stand there watching. They're going to come in and pile in. That's just how it is in Thailand. Toby says it's a visa exempt 60-day stamp. It's still in current place. Toby, I didn't say they'd stopped it. I said they are planning to reduce it from 60 days to 30 days. Watch any news channel, Tim Newton or Patia News, or you can go and look it up on the Bangkok Post, wherever. They've made the decision. They just haven't said when. They are definitely reducing the 30-day visa exempt down to 30 days. Steve, respect the rules and enjoy Thailand. Absolutely. Okay, still with the motorbike there. You changed the shock. Okay, good stuff. David, I think it's great that your girlfriend is highly regarded at the hospital and has been offered much more manageable work hours. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, she's too young to retire. She doesn't have to work. I can take care of her. I'm not paying her a salary or anything like that. But, you know, she needs money, right? If she's not working, she has a phone bill. She has petrol, has to go into her bike. She needs to buy women's personal things. You know what I mean, right? She needs to buy lipstick and hair shampoo, and you know we share that obviously, but she might need to buy some tights or a blouse or a pair of shoes. If she's not working, I'm a partner, I would do that for my wife in England, right? So of course I would be expected to do it here. So what I'm trying to say is I'm not so poor that I can't take care of her. I'm not going to give her a salary of 10, 20,000 a month, because for me, that's a transactional relationship. You know, what I do, not so much, I have done it, but what I do is I'll give her 5,000 baht. And there's no date or time or on the 1st of every month or on the 14th, or, you know, I'll give her 5,000 baht, and that money's used for things like she'll pick up some milk on the way home, or she'll go and buy a couple of loaves of bread, wholemeal bread that I like, or she'll go and buy some toilet cleaning material, something like that. Okay, that's what that's for, and it will last her 2 months, you know. And I'll say to her now and again, how much money have you got left? And she'll say, I've got 2,000 baht left, and that's after like 5 weeks, you know. And then I'll when I'm out, I'll draw another 5, and there you go, you've got 7 now, and then I won't hear from her for 2 months, right? What I have said to her as well, because one time she bought a watch for herself, which I don't begrudge, it was 900 baht, and I just said, look, if you want anything like a watch or a nice bag, or you know, you need a new phone, whatever it is, I said, ask me and I'll buy it for you. But the 5,000 baht, that's strictly for us to live, for you to buy bits and pieces. You know, she pays a water bill out of it. What else does she pay? I pay the electric bill, obviously. She pays the water bill. It's about 160 baht a month. She pays for the bottled water out of it. Sometimes she picks up the check in a restaurant. If we're in a Thai restaurant, it's 300 baht. She'll pay for it cash sometimes. And that's all that's used for. And we have a very good relationship as far as money works in that way. But she likes to work because of her age. And I said to her, look, you don't have to finish at the hospital if you don't want to. I'm not forcing you to. If you feel like you want to work, then you work. But, you know, at the end of the day, we didn't retire. We didn't come down to Hue Hin for you to work yourself to the bone, come home after a midnight shift, be so tired, all you want to do is have a shower and go to sleep for 15,000 baht a month, right? You know, going up to 17. So I said to her, you make your decision. And in the end, she just said to me, she said, no, I want to finish. She said, I'm scared. She actually said this to me. She says, I'm scared because you're getting on a bit now. She said, if you have a heart attack one morning and I'm at work, you're going to be dead when I get home. Whereas if I'm here, I can call the ambulance, sort of thing. She said it a bit nice than that. But that's what she was basically saying. And, you know, other people said, well, oh, you'll get under each other's feet. If she's not working, you'll get on each other's nerves. But, you know, we live together, but we have 2 separate lives. You know, I mean, she's got her Scooby. She'll go out to markets. She goes shopping. You know, I'm editing. I'm out making videos. Just because we live together, we're not like joined at the hip, as it were. So when she wasn't working for 2 months, we had a great relationship. And the thing is with the dog now, the dog's lovely, and I'm glad we got him. But the problem is now it's you know, I can't go out for more than 2 or 3 hours because it's not fair to leave him in a cage all day, right? So I'll go out and make a video. The longest I'm out away from him is maybe 3 hours, and he's got a big cage. I put a fan on him. He's got water in the cage. I put some food in the cage. He can stretch out, but more than 3 hours, I don't want to leave him in a cage on his own. It's not fair. Okay. Mark says, right now I'm sharing mine. It's 101 Fahrenheit. That's in Chiang Mai, Mark, right? Steve says, they say all the young kids are preferring Thailand to Ibiza. Well, you know what? The way I look at it is, yeah, I've never been to Ibiza, okay, but I've seen programs. But the thing is, one thing you can't get away from it, if you're a young guy, you like girls, right? Even old guys like girls. But I'm talking about somebody in their, you know, mid-30s, okay? He can either go to Ibiza or he come to Pattaya, okay? What are you going to do? they know if they go to Pattaya, they can sleep with a different girl every day, 2 girls every day, up to them, right? That's got to be a big motivator for a lot of young guys, who didn't know about Thailand, but now they know about it. Their friends go, "Oh, I went to Pattaya, this happened, that happened." It's a no-brainer, isn't it? If you think back to when you were 25, if you had the choice of Ibiza, jet skiing, and boat parties and drinking, or you came to Pattaya, did the same thing, but you could also have beautiful women every day. It's a no-brainer, isn't it? Steve says Pattaya is okay. David says, I'm looking forward to the next live stream with you and Alpha Omega. I think we're planning to do one because we're going to do one regular. It went very well the last couple we did, apart from when his son gate crashes all the time. But what can you do? They're kids, right? I think we're going to do one. What we're in now, we're in 3rd of May. I'm pretty sure Bangkok Pat will come into the stream with me because we've done videos together, me and Bangkok Pat, 2 years ago. Okay, he was in one of my live streams. I was in one of his. We just lost contact, and he sent me a text in the middle of the week. He just said that, I won't tell you what he's planning, but I just said, look, do you want to come into a live stream and we'll talk about your channel and stuff, because when I last had him in a live stream, he had 1,600 followers. He's got over 60,000 now, so that's on the. Hopefully, I think I'm 99% sure that he'll be available. He was meant to come next Sunday, but he's doing something in the day and he won't finish till 7. So he said he'd prefer to do the next Sunday. But of course, I only do the stream every 2 weeks, so I've got him scheduled in for the 3rd of May. That's Bangkok Pat, and then Dave Alpha Omega. I'll probably do end of May, last week of May, something like that. I do like doing live streams with other YouTubers as well. I keep saying, if any YouTubers who are watching this, if you've got a pretty decent channel numbers wise and you want to do a stream together, just get in touch. I'll put my email address up here. Look. Do I have to take that comment off to show? I think I do. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, I mean, you can pause it and that, but yeah, I don't think there'll be many YouTubers watching my stream. But like I say, if you've got a few people in your channel, I mean, it's pointless to come off if you've got 100 followers because nobody will know you, right? Okay, let's carry on. Dutch Buddha, hey Pete and chat, how you doing? Kiwi Chris, I appreciate the timing of the session, 9 p.m. here. Okay, that's good. It's like I say, Chris, it always suits some people around the world, but other people, it's just the wrong time. And can you believe it? We've been going for over 2 hours. That's unbelievable. It's gone so fast. Other than the little breakdown in the middle there, got everybody back, thankfully. I'll keep it going until the comments dry up. Until she gets home or the comments dry up, one or the other. I'll keep it going as long as my water lasts. Mind you, I've got a full bottle of orange squash in the fridge. I could always do a quick dash and change. Okay, absolutely, Wes. Simon, first one from you. Respect people, country, culture, religion, and lifestyle, and you enjoy yourself and have a lovely time. I've only ever met one guy in all the years I've been coming to Thailand. I've only ever met one guy who came to Thailand and he didn't like it. He just didn't like it. I don't know what it was, but I spoke to him by email or something. He says, yeah, it wasn't for me. I didn't like it. Only one. What's the dog doing? I think he's sleeping. Let's have a look. Yeah, I don't want to disturb him because when he's sleeping, it's easy. I can carry on doing this. But when he's up and about, I've got to watch he doesn't chew through the internet cable, my telephone line, all the cables at the back there. I've got my CCTV. That's why I keep looking over here. I've got four cameras around the house, and I can see if the postman comes or, get a delivery or something like that. I order a lot of stuff off Lazada. It's really handy, I bought a chest of drawers, 4 drawers. I'll probably have to build that myself, because normally I like Index Living Mall. They do some good furniture in there. We bought most of our furniture from there when we got the house, but I need a set of 4 drawers. Just put socks and pants and stuff in, And I bought one online yesterday. It was only about 900 baht, but the postage was 358 baht. So it worked out about 1,500 baht. What's that in pounds? Just out of interest, I don't know what a chest of drawer had cost in. Where would you buy it from in England? What's that big shop? Can't remember the name of it. Yellow sign. We used to go to the one in Milton Keynes. What's it called now? Got one in Bangkok. Oh God, my memory really is going. It's I had it there. Okay, what do we say? 1,500. IKEA. Yeah. So I don't know what you'd pay for a chest of 4-drawer wood, not plastic. So I paid with the postage. What did we say? 42, right? 35 quid. Another 35 pounds, 40 US dollars. Could you get a brand new chest of drawers in the UK for 35 pounds from IKEA? I don't think you could, right? You'd be paying more like 80. Do you know, one thing I really like about Thailand is when you buy furniture, they deliver it to you for free. So you go to Index Living Mall. I'm not getting any kickbacks from Index Living Mall. There's a couple of other malls, but they're air conditioned and they've got big sections with just beds and wardrobes and sets and settees, sofas, everything, So and they got a garden section downstairs. They've got a lot of little knickknacks and stuff that you can put around the house. So I used to really like shopping there. I don't need anything now. But what I really like when you buy like I mentioned this before. So when we first got the house, before we moved down here, we went to Index and we bought a bed, a double wardrobe for our clothes, obviously, a TV cabinet and a coffee table, okay, and something else. And, in the UK, that would come flat packed and it'd take you a week to put it together. You'd be with the instructions and, I'd be out of breath. And, 2 guys turned up, 2 young, probably 20 something, right, turned up and all that furniture, they put it together, right, in the bedroom and the lounge and that. Beautifully done. They did it really nice. They were here for 5 hours, okay, and that's part of the service. And I'll give them 100 baht each, that's just how it is in Thailand. You don't have to do it, but it's grease in palms. They say 5 hours. There's no air conditioning at the time, and give them 100 baht each. But it's great. But this chest of drawers that I've ordered online, I'm kind of hoping that it gets delivered in one piece. It's not like flat pack, because I can build it, but I hate flat pack furniture, like building it. Once it's built, it's okay. Steve, I miss Thailand. Yeah, I used to miss it a lot when I wasn't here. Does your dog eat Thai food sometimes? So I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream. What I feed him is for puppies. It's called Royal Canine. It's quite a big brand here, and they're little pellets. Okay, I get it from a local pet shop. I get 4 kilos at a time, but I like to mix in a bit of meat with it as well. So I buy these pouches online. I can get them in the pet shops, but I find them if I buy them online. I get a box of 12 with the postage is just under 400 baht. Okay, little pieces of meat, but I'm sure they're highly processed chemicals. They probably put things to make them smell nice, very salt and everything. So when I've had dogs in the past, the Shiba Inu is a very kind of stuck-up dog, very fussy and very clever. So what he'll do is he'll ignore his food and he'll go hungry because he knows my girlfriend will feel sorry for him and give him a piece of ham or something from her dinner plate. And I've told her not to do it. And I said my beagle was like that. You put the food down and they ignored it. But when they haven't had food for like 15, 16 hours and they're very hungry, they'll eat it. And eventually they'll come to learn that that's all they're getting. But I can't win with her because she loves him so much, like a little kid. She's always giving him knickknacks. So what I've done today, I was thinking about it. I thought, well, hang on, these 12 pouches, they're costing me 400 baht and it's all synthetic. I mean, I'm sure it's real meat, but I'm sure there's a lot of other stuff in there. And so what I did today, I went to Big C and you can buy a whole chicken for 119 baht. How much is that in 119 divided by, I'll use 42. Yeah, £2.80. So $3 for a whole chicken. And a chicken, if you keep it refrigerated, it will keep for a week. Okay. So I figured instead of buying these pouches of meat with lots of salt in them and all the rest of it, I'll just go to Big C once a week, pick up a chicken that's already cooked, give him his dry food and just cut a couple of slices, chop it up, put it in his dish. It's much healthier, right? Because it's proper meat, as they say. So yeah, he's very fussy with food, but they're known for it. They're known for it. He actually he's house trained, absolutely, but he actually peed and crapped in the lounge last night because he was so frightened. So what happened is he doesn't bark. Okay, they're known for not barking. They will bark if an intruder comes around. When they were delivering water, he was barking at the guy from a distance, right? So they're not really brave. They just bark. So I was measuring something and I had one of these, the tape measure that's metal, it makes a noise if you bend it. And I was out there and he was in the corner of the lounge and I pulled it out quite far. And to get it back, I kind of flipped it and he started barking at it. And we never really heard him barking before. So I pulled it out again and I was shaking it and it was making a noise. He was barking like, like mad. But what I didn't realize, he was barking because he was really frightened, and he ended up crapping on the floor. And I said to my girlfriend, "Do you want me to get that, or are you going to get that?" And she said, "No, I'll get that." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." So yeah, I don't do that again. I don't. I didn't realize he was frightened. I thought he was just playing, because I run around with a mop at night and he chases it. He loves it. Philip says, I had a girlfriend for a while, but she got very demanding. She didn't want me to go out with my friends. Mine was like that in the beginning, the first year. Okay, she thought that if I go out, originally I would only let her come to the apartment 2 times a week, because I just come out of a 30-year marriage, and I just didn't want the stifling. I just didn't want somebody around me all the time. And she automatically assumed that the reason, I found all this out recently, or not recently, but a while back, she automatically assumed that the reason that I only wanted there for 2 days means that I must be having other girls come around to my apartment. What other reason could there be? She couldn't understand the logic of me coming out of a 33-year marriage, and I just needed my space. But I liked her, and I wanted her company a couple of nights a week, but I wanted my own space. She didn't get it, okay? So that was a problem. And then when she was living with me, started to live with me full time, sometimes I'd want to go out with a friend, and she'd automatically assume that I wanted to go out and go with another girl. That was just a done deal. She couldn't get it in her brain that I just wanted to go out and have a few beers, because Thai guys, when they go out and have a few beers, it's part of the night out, right? They all do it, most of them. And so she automatically assumed. But, you know, she's come on a long way from there now, because she knows I don't do that. I don't go with other girls. I don't drink to excess. And now, you know, my friend Simon came down and she said, yeah, you want to go for a drink, then go for a drink with them. And, you know, I mean, she was so jealous to the point that one time we had an argument in Bangkok, and I went out to, there's a bar in Bangkok. I forget the name of it. It's gone now. They've ripped it down. Rumors it was called, about halfway down the street. And I sat at Rumors, and I was facing the road like this with a beer. And she crept up the street, and she was hiding behind a car, looking over the bonnet of this car, watching me, because she was convinced I would buy a girl a drink who was have a sit with me and then go off to one of the hotels in Soy. She was so convinced that, you know, and when she started work at, when we first started our relationship, and she was telling her friends at the hospital, they basically said, look, be really careful, because Farang, they just come here to use girls. You know, they'll tell you whatever you want to hear, and then they'll do what they want to do with you, and then they'll move on to the next girl. Be really careful. And they were warning her, you know, all the time. And she listens to these stories on Facebook where foreigners live with girls, and then after 3 years they just run off to their own country, or they move out with another girl and stuff. But, you know, I'm happy to report, you know, three years plus on, she's very trusting of me. There's none of those issues whatsoever now. Occasionally she'll say something like when I went to interview the lady at Hard Rock, she'll say something like, Sway, like she said to me, was she good looking? You know, with a naughty grin on her face. But you know, she's waiting, and I come out with different things now. She said, oh, you have lady today when I work? I said, no, I had 3 ladies. They all came around. They've just left 10 minutes ago. And then she'll start laughing because she knows it's ludicrous. So rather than try and deny it and say, no, I haven't been with a girl, or I haven't been a lady, I say, yes, I have 3 every day come around. It's costing me a fortune. You know, and that kind of works. Pat Beeman, is it? Who were you when you first traveled to Thailand? What were you after, and how long did it take you to put together a plan to retire there? I think you're quite recent to my channel, Pat. So my background is the hotel industry. I work for a large hotel chain called Accor. They're a French group, and I worked in hotels in the Middle East. I went out to Norway. I've done Indonesia, Hong Kong, Singapore. I mean, I've worked all over the world. Okay, and then I finished that when I was about, what year was it? Just trying to think now, about 96, 97. So I would have been just before I'm 50, because I started a business here in Bangkok with my friend Simon. And it was when the internet was really, before the internet bubble burst. Okay, we did some stuff on the internet and we made some money here. I'm talking 1997. I was out here with my wife and my eldest daughter. But I'd retired from the hotel industry, and that's how I got to learn about Thailand. And then hang on, before that, I forgot. I first came here in 1994 because I was part of the opening team of a Sofitel, which is now a Pullman hotel up in Khon Kaen in Isan. It's right in the middle of town. And I was part of the opening team there. So that opened, I think that opened in 96 or 97. And then I left, and they sent me to open up an Ibis hotel in a place called Yogyakarta in East Java in Indonesia. But I really missed Thailand, you know, so I kind of finished, which was a bit silly, really, because if I'd carried on and retired properly, I would have had a pension. I probably would have ended up, I was at the highest position I got to was a number 2 in the hotel, which the position is called EAM, Executive Assistant Manager, which means when the general manager has gone, the hotel's yours, basically. You're in charge. You deal with the owners and customers and things. But I left before I kind of hit that top spot, but I was doing okay. And then, I left. And then I came back to Thailand from Indonesia, and I just decided, look, I want to live here. I don't want to. And I kind of found a way to make money. We opened up a business, Simon and I. It was to do with the internet. I won't get into all the details, but it was to do with the internet when it was new. And then in the year 2000, when my second daughter was born on Rama 4, in a hospital on Rama 4, Rama 4 is kind of behind Benjamin Park, the one that goes off to Ceylon. And then they were in kindergarten. That was quite expensive. And then my eldest was due to start infant school. And what were the cost of 2 kids going to school? And, you know, the apartment, we lived in a real nice apartment on 24, you know, doctor's fees, you pay for everything here. We just decided to go back to the UK, and we went back in the year 2000. My daughters grew up. They're 27 and 24 now. My eldest got her own business. My youngest works for the NHS. And my wife and I, we didn't fall out in a big way. We weren't fighting like cat and dog, but we grew apart. You know, we slept in different bedrooms. We had nothing in common. I'd do my own thing. She'd do her own thing. And we just had different lives. And we just, you know, she said to me one day, look, I just think we'd do our own thing. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I want to go back to Thailand anyway, you know, and we're still friends, actually. You know, we're still good friends. And that's how I ended up here in Thailand. I didn't really make a plan. As far as coming here to live, when my wife and I separated, I had a choice. I thought, well, I don't work now in the UK. Financially, I'm okay. I'm not rich, but I'm okay. And I thought, well, what's my life going to be like in England? The best I can hope for is meeting somebody in the pub on a Saturday night, isn't it? And drinking and complaining about Labour government, as you know, the normal and the bad weather and everything. Now, I'm patriotic. I love England. Of course I do. I hate what's happened to it in the last few years. With everything that's gone on and with our corrupt government and everything. I hate it. You know, I really hate it. I remember the UK in the 70s and the 80s, a wonderful country. I'm very patriotic. But no, I decided, you know, I knew Thailand well. I'd been coming here for years, best part of 30 years, about 29 years, if you want to be exact. You know, and I got friends here. I've got more friends here than I had in the UK. I know what things cost. I know what my budget was and everything. I get my old age pension it's delayed till June now, but I'll get 67,000 baht in June because it's like on the 2nd and the 30th, because they pay the pension 13 months a year, not 12 months a year, because it's every 4 weeks. So I'll be on a pension, a regular income from there, which I don't need at the moment. So financially, I'm okay. I live quite frugally. You know, I'm not a big spender as well. I don't go out to go-go bars and stuff. But basically, that's a long answer to your question, which was a very good question. But at the end of the day, I didn't really plan it. It was a case of my wife wanted to separate, and I had to make the choice: do I want to live here or in the UK? I was financially able to choose. I had a lot of good luck since I came out here, and I'll tell you what the good luck is. Firstly, I found a fantastic apartment at the right price in Sukhumvit Soi 8. It was really nice, old wooden floors. Great place to live. And then I got very lucky with meeting my current partner, who's a very nice woman. I won't say girl, very nice woman who was holding down a good job at the hospital, and she was able to get a mortgage on this place. So, you know, I'm probably one of the only foreigners who's living in a house that I haven't bunged 2-3 million cash down in her name, thinking, you know, is she going to turf me out and move a Thai boyfriend in tomorrow? So yes, I pay the mortgage, which is 11,000 baht a month, but my rent went up to 21,000 in Bangkok. So it's a win-win situation. So I've had a lot of luck, you know, and may that luck continue, touch wood. Yeah, Bino IKEA. I remembered it in the end, didn't I? Cheers from Satatit Hip. I pronounced that wrong. I know where you are. Okay. Trey Shea. I don't know the YouTube channel, mate. I've never heard of it, to be honest with you. Dave Gears. Are there any good? I don't even know what that means, Dave. What does Mook? I'm not going to say it because it might be a rude word. You might be taking the mickey a little bit. I've never heard of it, honestly. David, hi, Peter. Been watching a few years now. Been popping to jumped in now 3 years. It's now looking like Benidorm. So many towers getting built. Still a great place to relax. I like Jomtien, but one of the reasons I didn't move to Jomtien was, again, my girlfriend, we rented, we took hotel rooms for a week in Jomtien, and she'd go out to 7-Eleven. She'd just get hassled by guys. That doesn't happen here. She'd be standing in 7-Eleven, and because it's Pattaya, guys would just walk up to her and say, "Can I get your line number?" Or, or "Here's my number." Or some of them would even say things like, "Oh, I'm only down the road. Do you want to come back for a short time?" They don't know her. They'd actually come in to meet her in 7-Eleven and say, "Look, how much is a short time?" I don't want to put her through that. She doesn't get that here. But other than that, yeah, I like Jomtien. But again, it's got different demographics there now than it used to have a few years ago. Rain in Blood 123. Unfortunately, the video is taken down. I originally saw it on Twitter. Not sure which video you're talking about there, Rain in Blood. Mark Stewart, when you're out of the house, why don't you just let the dogs stay in the house? All the dogs ever had when I left the house, they were in the house. I didn't put them in a cage once they were trained. Okay, so first of all, let me just tell you, he loves his cage, okay? It's his safe place, okay? When I open the door, he goes into it. I don't have to put him into it. He walks into it. So he likes the cage, okay? The second reason is I can't leave him loose because he's a puppy. He's teething. He bites everything, I've got to keep an eye on him. If he wasn't sleeping now, he needs things to bite, I've caught him biting the corners of the skirting board. I've caught him attempting to bite the corners of the sofa. I've caught him attempting to bite the corners of the coffee table. If I went out for the day and come back, he'd either be dead because he's bitten through an electrical cable, or the place would be in tatters because he's teething. Now, when he's an adult, what I plan to do, he'll always sleep in the cage because we let him sleep in our room now because it's air conditioned and he's got a big fluffy coat. Okay, so I've got a smaller cage. The cage is down by the side of her bed. There's a big gap between the bed and the cage. He doesn't make any noise. We put him in there. He can sleep with air conditioning. So that's the only time he'll go in his cage. What I plan to do in the future, we've got a massive carport, okay? I can put his water bowl there and a nice soft cushion. We've got walls, three walls around here, and there's 4 walls with a gate, okay? So it's very secure as far as him getting out or other dogs getting in. So when I go out for a few hours shopping, I'll just leave him in the garden. He'll have his water. The carport's there, so if it gets hot, he's not going to get the sun directly on him. And that's what I'd always planned. But in answer to your question there, yeah, he likes his cage. It's his safe place, and he'd be very destructive out of it, to be honest with you, when I'm not watching him. Mark, a cat adopted me. I go to a big city once a week, pick 2 fish out that have very little salt in it, and I do the rest of my shopping. They actually will cook it, the bone, if you fill it, cut the head, tail off, blah, blah. I go okay, fair enough. So I bought my bintu of chicken. You bought a couple of fish. Toby Price, my dogs will eat anything apart from Farang food. They love to eat the neighbor's chickens. Okay. Not sure if he'd eat a slice of pizza or anything. So he does turn his nose up at a lot of things. I had a bit of leftover pasta last night. I made a pasta sauce. I know a lot of carbohydrates, but I didn't eat all day. I fasted. And I had a bit of pasta and there's some pasta, little spiral pasta left over. And I put a few bits on his bowl because he's quite fussy. And he kind of chewed it. And there was lots of bits of pasta on the floor. He kind of chewed it and just let it fall out of his mouth. Okay, Trey, has he got used to the thunder and lightning as the tape measure sounded like a cracking sound? Well, we haven't had any thunder and lightning, so when that happens, because you get some real loud cracks of thunder here, some booms, he'll probably be very, very frightened. I know Damon, I don't see him in the stream too much these days because he's in Thailand right now, but his dog on fireworks night, it'd be quivering, shivering on the sofa. He used to have to cover it with a cushion because it was petrified, absolutely petrified. And unfortunately, I think when we have thunder here, I think he's going to be the same. David, when your girlfriend was secretly watching you from behind a car while you were in that Bangkok bar, did you tell her later on that you could see her? Oh, she came over in the end because I pretended I couldn't see her. And there was a couple of occasions when similar things like that happened. Eventually, she came over and said, come home. And there was another time I was at a bar further down Soy 8, nearly at Sukhumvit. It's called the, what was that one called? It's got a couple of pool tables in it. If you're familiar with it, when you walk into Soy 8, on the left, not the Red Hog bar, but the one after, it's a bigger bar. Quite a nice place to sit outside. Again, I was sitting outside. We'd had an argument. It was about 12 o'clock at night. She came marching down the street. She came right up to me and she says, come home. And I said, I'm not coming home. Go on by yourself. And she said, Peter, come home. Really got a bit angry. And I came home. If I went now, it used to be funny. Like, she'd play this game. If we had an argument, she'd start packing her bags and she'd waiting for me to say, don't go, don't go. And I'd just watch the telly and I'd just let her carry on packing. And then she'll say, I'll come back for it later. And she'd go out. And I'd just lock the door and carry on watching TV. And 2 minutes later, she was expecting me to run out to the elevator to say, please don't leave me. But I knew the game, and she did that 3 times. And then she knew it doesn't work. So she wouldn't do it anymore. But our relationship has completely changed from those days. It's totally different. Lance Link, sounds like your girlfriend is the diamond in the rough. Most folks in Thailand appear very transactional these days, expecting you to just be the cash machine and otherwise are, unkindly speaking, moody. No, there are a lot of nice girls around, but it's like anything, you're not going to find that nice girl straight away. You've got to look, you've got to test them, you've got to it took me 5 months before I got the right girl. I had a few I met a few girls online. I had FaceTime. One woman was beautiful in traditional dress. I was excited about talking to her. When I got her on the phone, FaceTime, she was like 25 years older than she was in the picture she sent me. So that was disappointing. If a guy comes out here for a few weeks, he's not going to, have a serious relationship with a nice Thai girl. And she's certainly not going to jump into bed with him. You've got to kind of live here to do that. Ronald, thank you for being in the stream today. It's a long one today, isn't it? Still people in here. How many have we got? 149. I think I'm going to end it soon. It's 2.5 coming. 2 hours, 26 minutes. I'll do another 4 hours, make it 2.5, and then I'll call it a day. I'll just whiz through a few comments. Martin Gooding, thanks for all the info. Have a nice day all. I've got to go to the shops. Fair enough. Peter J. Asti, is it? Jay, in case you missed my early reply, just letting you know your lemon plant is not sure what that's about. Steve, nowadays in the UK, Pete, it doesn't matter who is in government. They all backtrack on their manifestos. They all lie and basically want to lie in their own pockets. It's a real shit show now. Yeah, I know. The worst one is Starmer. What I really hate about him is he doesn't answer any questions. Like, somebody will ask him a direct question in Parliament, and in the old days, the other politicians, they'd squirm and lie a little bit, but he completely ignores the question. Somebody will ask him a question, and he'll say, he'll talk about something completely different. He'll say, I'm not going to take lectures from the last government who for the last 4, and then they'll ask him another direct question. And again, he just doesn't answer questions. I literally hate the guy. I go so far as to say, I hate him and Rachel Reeves. It's a strong word, but honest to God, I hate them pair of people. They are really destroying what used to be a great country and still is, actually. Right. Dave, is it? Okay. I wasn't sure if it was a naughty word. Mukata is the all-you-can-eat Bacard barbecue hot pot with the slices of meats, prawn, fish, drinks, etc., like a Korean barbecue. Well, that explains it. I never liked Korean food. This was one of the things with my wife that used to get her a bit upset because I don't like garlic, and the smell of garlic in these places is so overpowering. I wouldn't go into one of those sort of restaurants, to be honest with you. Dave, well, hopefully I've taken the surprise away. That's the reason I don't know it, because I wouldn't attempt to go in one of those restaurants. David 0100, thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that. And Uncle Willoughby, thank you. Steve Cummins, 100% he avoids the questions. Starmer. Sunak never answered a question ever. Okay, well, we won't go politics. I think I'm going to call it a day now. That was the last of the comments. And hopefully the other half will be soon home. I'm not sure if we're going out to dinner tonight. I've stayed in for the last 2 nights, but I fancy going out to dinner tonight. It's so cheap here to go out and have a meal. If we go to a Thai restaurant, have a lot of nice food, and a nice Chang beer, 300 baht, 400 baht max. Okay, Right, I haven't got any for the Saturday stream. I haven't got any outgoing music. So let me just read these last two. Dutch Frank, hello and goodbye, Dutch Frank. I've been gone for 2.5 hours. Robert, a truly wonderful stream. Peter, so good. Well done. And I'll see you next Sunday. God bless. All right. Thank you, Robert. Nice way to end it. So I'll be back next Sunday, 8 p.m. usual time. And then the member stream is at 9:45. It's been a good stream today. Thanks for joining me. I always enjoy the Saturday stream. I've got nothing else to do today. So it's been a lot of fun. And hopefully, as I say, she'll be home soon. All right. I'll catch you on Sunday. Have a wonderful weekend.